Hello, welcome to Ring Takes here. This will be episode 39. Of course, I'm joined by Brian and Lewis here. As always, thank you guys for joining me. Crown Jewel is what we're going to be talking about today. Of course, that happens on Saturday at 12. Yes, Crown. At 12 a.m. on Saturday, according to the East Coast. But first, before we get into our picks, let's go over a little other wrestling news throughout the week. AEW news. We all saw the match with MJF and Kenny Omega for the AEW World Championship, or was it for the AEW World Championship, as he came out with no belt, as Jay White has stolen the title from MJF. But this match was on Collision. Awesome match. I got to see the match late. I saw it today, which was awesome. I'm like, they got plenty of time, 30 minutes on TV. Pay-per-view level stuff. What do you guys think about this match?
All right, Lewis, you can go ahead and go first because you were the one that was ecstatic about this match, initially bringing it up. So
this man was a banger and a banger and a banger. Yeah, you know the crazy thing is, and this is why I kind of need to maybe go back and start watching Collision, because honestly I forget about Collision, and I think this is the big issue that I have with Collision is this: it's on Saturdays and I literally always forget about it, and then highlights I'm seeing on TV, I'm like, what the hell is this from? I'm like, oh shit, it's Collision. But I do remember watching Dynamite. They were like, Kenny challenging MJF for the title, and I knew it was going to be a great match, but I didn't think it was going to be this great. And literally seeing MJF pull out moves that I have not seen him pull out before. He's diving over the ropes, doing his thing, the kangaroo kick and all this stuff, still, being him, but just like spectacular match. Kenny, just as great. He is, I don't know. I feel like there were some moments in the match where it's like they were kind of doing the same thing. And it's like, MJF does a kick up, Kenny does a kick up, and then Kenny might trip or whatever. You're like, oh, this man's starting to lose his step a little bit. He's been wrestling a long time, and he's not getting any younger. So,
and all those injuries, and we don't know if he's fully healed, and he's always on go in his matches. So It doesn't matter what match it is.
Kenny fights a hard style, and I mean, from past matches from him and Will Ospreay, and him back in New Japan. He fights a hard style, and he runs fast. He hits hard, and I'm not big with the record books, but I don't know how many times him and MJF have actually faced each other. But this was definitely a great showing out, and I think this is the one big story that I'm really liking with AEW right now is everybody's literally has their eyes on MJF. I was telling Dan before we started, I don't like the whole, which WWE has done before, where oh no, somebody stole the champ's belt. And then him coming out with no belt just to me makes him look weak. And I get it. You have literally the gold.
It hurts to me. It hurts the match a little. It hurts the match dynamic because it's that's the title is why the match is happening. So
you have him win and there's no title.
Then Kenny Omega on that flip side, it's why don't you help him get the title back? Because it's you want to compete for it.
but I guess that's also the thing. I guess that's the story they're pushing. He was in this great dynamic with Adam Cole. Adam Cole was his best friend. He's injured now. Now he's back, lonely man on the totem pole, but everybody has their eye on him. You got Wardlow, you got Samoa Joe, you got Jay White, you got Kenny, Yep. So it's a good story, and I feel like it's definitely putting him in a top position where it's just obviously the more great matches he has, more rivalries. This would obviously giving me people. This gave, not that he needed it, but gave Kenny and him just a great spot to showcase these are the top guys for a reason. And it was just a lot of close calls. At some points, I'm like, oh, it's done. And then I didn't like the whole stupid Don Callis coming out. I was like, that was kind of pointless.
He doesn't need to be involved in that.
It made sense for him to come out since he's been feuding with Omega and Jericho. So why would he want to see Kenny Omega retain the world championship? So it made sense from that standpoint. But I think the reason why you felt that way is because their feud really hasn't gone anywhere, and you're not interested in it. So when you see Don Callis, you're just like,
Exactly.
Yeah,
And it was just like he
Yeah.
came out and did nothing and then got kicked out as soon as he came out. So it was just like it had no effect on the match. Like if he had cost him the match and it was gonna lead to something else, that would have made more sense.
Mhm.
But I don't know if they were like, yeah, let's just let him wrestle. And I think that's what they did, and that's why it was great. And then the fact that they legit, you know, not MJF's character to actually like praise his opponent and then be like, you know, thank you, like this was a great match, and like we put on a stellar show, and that's what it was. And I guess there was a little promo after. I don't know if it was televised or like just for the crowd where he was just like,
that was off camera. Yeah.
Where he's just like, I wouldn't be here. MJF was like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Kennys, the Young Bucks, all these people who, you know, if you think about it, when he came in, he was still very young. He still is young, but like to see his progression to now, it's like it's amazing, and that's why he's the face of the company. So it was definitely I thought it was definitely a great match. I'm a huge MJF fan right now, so that's where I'm at.
But yeah, as I was telling Lewis before we got on, it's like MJF isn't. You don't think of him as a technical wizard or anything like that, but he's been getting in the ring with these guys and have been putting on classics, like putting on great matches, technical matches, doing moves we don't think that he's capable of, like the reverse Hurricane hitting Kenny Omega at one point in the match, and then Kenny came back and hit him with it, and it's like, what the hell? Like, you don't think he's going to be doing boom, boom, boom move like that, but in this match, he's really shown that. Even the powerbomb through the table, I was like, that's so early in the match, and I'm like, yo, like they still went on for like 25 minutes after that, so it's like, what the hell, like, is going on? But no, that match is just like, it shows that where AEW, when they put two guys together, and that's like what you guys talked about on the pay-per-view, where it's kind of like they just throw classics out there or just throwing dream matches that people want to see every time, and it's like they're doing that on TV, and it's like you seeing that, so it's like you're always going to get that type of quality of match, even on a random AEW Collision, you're going to get that. But yeah, it was just, I was impressed by MJF. We know Kenny Omega's that type of guy. We've seen in New Japan, we've seen in AEW, we've seen him be a workhorse. But MJF is becoming that workhorse where he's really fighting everybody, even with the tag team championships. Yeah. He's doing it from that standpoint as well. And I believe he has a double match at is it Full Gear?
Yeah, that's at Full Gear. Yeah, he does.
Defending the tag titles, and he's still defending the AEW championship. So he's doing double duty. He's getting a lot of work right now. Like, he's really putting in the reps there for him.
I'd be shocked if he actually drops the title, because I wonder
if they're wise. MJF, I said it from the beginning when he won the title that he should hold the title for the rest of the year, because realistically, I mean, as much talent as they have, who's better than MJF right now? Nobody. I mean, and when you go back to this match, when you talk about some of these spots, I don't know about you guys, but when he did that backflip over the top rope,
and
I didn't see that coming. I didn't even know MJF had that. Like, exactly, you don't know what MJF is capable of. I mean,
you know what's funny? Watching that replay of that move specifically, I honestly thought he didn't clear it, and then
I didn't think it either. It looked like
it didn't look that way, but then
like space, and then he landed it clean standing. I was like, yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, but it's like you don't think of that when you watch his matches and stuff like that. And as in terms of him losing the title, I'm like, I don't think that's good right now. I mean, Jay White, like, if you know international, you know who Jay White is.
Yeah.
And what he's done with Bullet Club and stuff like that. But it's like, to gainer the other audience, I think MJF is the hardest thing they have right now. I don't know. I wouldn't do that.
The only reason I would, and this is happening, I don't think it's going to happen, but the only reason if they did have him lose, honestly, it's just a numbers game thing right now, because he's literally alone. And obviously they're not just going to like, oh, hey, here's your new best friend, or here's a new somebody who's going to help you. I know they've been teasing the whole, the Acclaimed, but did they tease that? What weren't they like? I'll find a partner. He said he was.
Yeah, he's been looking for a partner. Yeah, he was doing that.
So maybe we'll get a new signing or something.
Tonight. Yeah. So apparently he had an 8-man tonight, and he was trying to find 3 other partners. And all throughout the show, the Acclaimed have been trying to get him to pick them. I think there were a couple of segments with Max Caster, you know, with his sense of humor, trying, because I guess apparently Caster and MJF they go way back to the days of MLW and such. They train together and everything. So
he said that That's what he said. He's like, I've known you for a long time, and I don't like you. He's like,
he's
like I'm never gonna.
Yo, pick us. Yeah. And he's like, he just walks away like, no.
He closed the scissors.
But as great as that match was, we have to get a little negative here. Free TV and Collision at that. And like I understand why. The whole protect this, the whole streak thing. I mean, Kenny Omega had the title for 346 days. MJF, as of Saturday, had it for 343. So obviously you want to match up the streak. But at the same time, you could have still told like a compelling story for a future pay-per-view match. And you could have had MJF beat Kenny Omega's streak, and then Omega step up and say, you ended my streak. The streak was something I was proud of. When I held the title for that amount of time, all of the matches I had, all of the 5 stars, everything I went through, and then you basically beat my streak. So now I'm coming back to beat yours. They could have told us a compelling story like that and saved this for a future pay-per-view instead of rushing it on a Saturday show Collision that was up against the World Series and up against college football. And I'm assuming they didn't do as good of a number against those 2 events. So I know what they're trying to get Collision on par with Dynamite. Collision has fallen off since Punk has been released. So Lewis, you're not really missing much with Collision. Yeah. So I understand
what things have been happening, like the tag titles changing. I didn't even know that happened, and that was on Collision. And then I feel like, I've been wanting to see Miro and Andrade, and they're only on Collision. So it's like, I'm missing all this stuff with them. And like, his wife, CJ Perry's back, but then he doesn't want her there. And like, it's just like all these stories that I'm not even like following, but I'm seeing clips and I'm like, okay, this is all on Collision. So I don't know. Is it worth watching? I don't know what the hell's going on, but then boom, they got this match going on. And I'm like,
listen, you gotta catch Collision on like YouTube and just watch the clips. Like that's what I did. Like I'm just like, okay, I'm just trying to get caught up or whatever the case may be, because it's like we're most likely we're all doing something on Saturday. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I watch Collision on Wednesdays before Dynamite anyway, and I kind of have it like in the background while I'm working. Like if there's something like really intriguing, I'll stop working and pay attention to it. Like I paid attention to the Kenny Omega and MJF match, but the majority of stuff on Collision is just like some of the same stuff that you get on Dynamite. The only thing that's different is the commentary team. Other than that, pretty much
somebody else is telling the story from their point of view, Brian.
Yes, exactly.
That's
Nigel McGuinness.
But nah,
who's hilarious, by the way.
Yeah, he is. He's actually really funny. Him and what's his name? Why am I spacing on his name? Dude with the glasses, because he's a main commentator.
You're talking about Eon Riccaboni from Ring of Honor, that guy, right?
No.
Kevin Kelly.
No, what's his name? He always makes the announcements on, not the announcement, but he's usually on Dynamite. Tony Schiavone, yeah.
Schiavone, like as Jericho likes to call him.
But nah, just again, what Brian was saying about something negative is just like there's another big company that did this in the past. WCW.
So
when they went to the Georgia Dome for Hogan Goldberg, it is, and Road Wild was like what 8 days later, like 6 days later.
But see, I don't see this match as like a rush thing. I think it's in lieu of everything else that's going on. Like I said, you got Wardlow, you got the whole Jay White, which is like the main thing. Then you got Samoa Joe lingering. So it's like you got a lot of players, and it's like you're not gonna just like one by one PLEs like have them waiting and not do anything. It's like you can have a world title match on a
but what is this
normally ever seen? But I think it's good to shake things up sometimes. It's like you don't always have to save it, especially them. They don't have as many PLEs as WWE does. So why not just like every once in a while, hey, whatever, you want a title match? All right, let's have a title match.
I think they're
going to deliver.
I think what Brian's saying is just like you're competing on Saturday where you get your demographic or whatever, but now you're competing against the World Series, college football, where it's like if that was Wednesday, people are watching the NBA, but it's like most likely people are going to tune in to you as well. So I think that's where it was. But
exactly.
It's tough. It's tough.
Like if they had did this on Dynamite, at least they would have got over 1 million viewers and would have
for sure,
a big number.
For sure, there's more people available on Wednesdays.
Now it seems like, as great as it seems like it was a waste now.
Yeah,
it was there.
No, yeah, for sure. If it was safe for Dynamite, it would have been a bigger spectacle because there's more people available on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So
absolutely, but it's just, I mean, it was a great match, and I understand what both of you guys are saying because Brian's like, this is a great match. It should be something that you build towards, have like a laid out boom, boom, boom.
Like people should be paying for it. I mean, Mark Henry even said it on Busted Open Sports Radio that he felt that like it was a mistake that they put it on Collision because you really imagine how many people would have paid to see that with a compelling story behind it.
Yeah,
But
it was a great match.
Yeah, it was a great match, and it's just like Luz. What I understand what Luz is saying is like you're trying to line up all these competitors for MJF. You're trying to bring back Warlord into the fold. We don't know how that's going to work out. You know, you're trying to like Jay White's that guy right now that he's battling, that he's going to battle at Full Gear. So it's like there's a lot of players there, and for him to defend the title is just like crazy to me. Like before Full Gear like that. But I understand what you guys are saying.
I mean, MJF is the most compelling character in AEW right now, and his story right now, which is pretty much MJF against the world minus Adam Cole. I mean, is the only compelling story that they have right now. So when you talk about all this bidding war of 2024 and whether or not he's re-signed or not, I mean, they lose MJF.
I don't think he's going anywhere. I think maybe at some point before, he got this like renegotiating thing with Tony, that was a good thing to like attract eyes to the company and everything. But to where he's at now, he has a lot of free range at AEW. And as much as he probably could be a huge star, I feel like it would be somewhat toned down in WWE. Like he could still be like loud but like, come on, scumbag and all this stuff. I don't think that would fit well with the WWE model, at least it's character wise, I think.
I mean, you always know WWE always has to put their spin on things whenever they get like a certain talent from.
It won't be scumbag. It'll be like
jerk,
Patreon, you peasant, or something along that. Pedestrian.
You really think they're gonna let him say the devil and all that stuff?
So yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the whole thing with creative changing with WWE, maybe that's something now where it's like, okay, that looks a little bit more attractive that we know Vince isn't a part of creative, but he's still along with the company in some capacity. But at least if that, I don't know. But MJF, if I'm Tony Khan, I'm trying to sign him now.
For sure.
He should have got his max contract months ago. You saw my comment. You saw my comment under the Sportskeeda post on Facebook. That like if he hasn't done it already, he needs to get the pro wrestling equivalent of a max contract. Whatever that number is, that's what max.
Find out who's ever making the most money. And just top that.
Just top that. No, seriously, that's what you need to do.
The funniest thing is when he talks about how much he's getting, he's like, "I'm getting paid stupid money, like a stupid amount of money."
I get to wrestle every time when I want, but it's like he has that again. That's the thing, especially with even TNA. Like we were like, for years we were like, Samoa Joe should be in WWE. Fucking Christopher Daniels should be in WWE. AJ Styles. And it's like those guys had so much flexibility down there. It's like, I'm not leaving that. Yeah. So from that standpoint, like he is leading a promotion. Would he be leading a promotion in WWE? Or would he just be in the fluff with the other guys? Well, AEW, he's the top guy there. So it's
he has,
he has the charisma. Like we know that he would be top guy in WWE, but it's just like, would he be able to get over that size factor? All these little other quips and quibs that happen.
I think if he hit the ground running, he could easily be another LA Knight and probably bigger. Mm-hmm. Especially because everybody knows he's the top guy in the other company. LA Knight wasn't. I mean, I don't know how big of a star he was in Impact and MLW.
He was pretty good. He was pretty big down there.
But was he their top guys? Was he like their champ?
They still had like Moose and Kurt Angle. Like they still had other guys. Yeah, that would go.
So.
But no, MJF doing compelling stuff. But let's switch gears here a little bit to a little downside of AEW here, the injuries. Bryan Danielson broken orbital bone in his face randomly.
Well,
just going fast paced, just going Daniel Bryan style, always giving 110% in the ring. Ended up getting hurt, and it's just like that's a blow to AEW because especially when they were trying to reestablish him, and get him boom going. We don't know how many matches he's even saying that to a certain extent. We don't know how many matches I have. He's trying to get all these bangers out, and then another injury happened. So
he needs some calcium pills. That's breaking bones, bro.
All right, so let me break this down. So first he wasn't cleared to compete against Zack Sabre Jr. at the first Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then he broke his forearm in the match against
Okada,
and then he was out for that time period. And now he has this broken orbital bone that initially he broke. I actually researched that he broke it against Andrade on Collision. Then he went into the tag match with Orange Cassidy and Okada, and then Okada hit him with a strike, and he pretty much aggravated it and broke the bone in his face. And so this is three major instances of Bryan Danielson getting injured. And I know he stated throughout numerous interviews and promos that like his time is winding down. That this is probably going to be like this contract that he's under is going to be his last full-time contract in professional wrestling because he wants to get focused on being a parent. He made a promise to his daughter that when she got to a certain age that he would stop wrestling full-time. So we all know that his days are numbered and time is winding down. But it goes to show that a lot of people were concerned when he initially signed with AEW because they felt that that AEW style, that indie-rific style that they portray wasn't going to be good for his body. And you can clearly see that he's breaking down now. A lot of these guys are breaking down right now because of that style. Yeah. And you would think because they only wrestle like maybe once or twice a week. There are no house shows. Unless they're like special events or anything, besides Collision, Dynamite, and that the PLE, whatever PLE they're doing at that given month. I mean, they don't wrestle the schedule of WWE where you wrestling
literally almost every day.
Almost every day. Pretty much, I think they only get like one day off a week or so. So you would think that because they're not wrestling as much that he would be protected in that aspect, but he hasn't. I mean, he's still been having some bangers. I mean, he had arguably one of the best Iron Man matches I've ever seen in my life with MJF. I mean, these dream matches he had, the dream match he had with Sabre Jr. a couple of weeks ago, was a banger. But it's just unfortunate though. And like we said, some people anticipated this when he signed there. But hopefully, when he comes, hopefully the orbital bone is the end of this, and whatever time is left on that contract, we can get these remaining dream matches, so we can retire on top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I feel like he honestly, well, if he was like fully to health, I feel like he could easily have one more championship run. But the way things have been going, I don't know how long. If they put the title on him, how long he would be able to hold on to that belt. And the crazy thing is about the whole style thing. I feel like this has always been kind of Daniel Bryan's style because he was always kind of fast, hard-hitting, technical in WWE. Probably not as crazy, but he also came from the indie scene, and like ROH and all that stuff. So it's a style that he knows and probably loves more. So anyway, because ever since coming to AEW, it's always been like, I love wrestling. This is wrestling, So
that's what he wanted, right? Like that's what he wanted. He wanted that type of style, So yeah, it's just tough right now for him because it's like he's obviously still good. He can obviously still put on classics. He's still obviously hard hitting. Yeah. And then he just gets these freak injuries, like the forearm injury is crazy. Yeah. The orbital bone is crazy. You think these guys are able to protect themselves enough and know how to hit, and it's just like he broke it and then he aggravated it, and it's like, shit, man. Like he was still wrestling. You know what I mean? Even with all this stuff, even the broken forearm, he battled through that match with one arm. So it's like he's an Iron Man. He's a workhorse. We know all this stuff about Bryan Danielson, but it's just like all these injuries are adding up, and it's just like
exactly. And the thing is, and sorry to interrupt you, Daniel, but that broken forearm he got, I don't even think he actually fully healed because remember initially, CM Punk was supposed to face Ricky Starks, I think, at the pay-per-view, and then when Punk got fired, that Bryan Danielson, I think, came back early to try and fill in the void. and I don't even think the forearm was fully healed. So yeah.
Like, it's just one thing after another, and it's for him, and it's just like, it stinks, man. For that company just trying to find its footing right now, and especially after all that CM Punk stuff, MJF has been carrying the torch and stuff like that, and then Adam Cole goes down, Bryan Danielson goes down. It's like they can't catch a break here, and they're just trying to hold it together. So hopefully that orbital bone, I don't know how long it takes. I don't know how the time frame on that.
I think I heard like 8 months or something like that. So
that's crazy, man.
Tony Schiavone said that he definitely was going to be like out like for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Hopefully back in January. But
that's crazy turnaround.
But they're saying particularly 8 months for that.
That's rough. That's rough for them.
I mean, John Cena had a tore pec and came back in 3 months. So
he was younger, not now.
Yeah, John Cena's like, and John Cena's an android at that time. Like,
still can't believe he did that.
He was just like, oh, I'll just show up at the Royal Rumble, even though I got hurt in November. Oh, what pack? We just win the Rumble and then go to WrestleMania, no problem. But yeah, AEW trying to find its footing. MJF has taken off for them, as we all know for a while. But we'll see what happens with them, especially going on with all the other injuries, and hopefully they're able to fill out their roster and figure out what they're doing. But we can move on to NXT Halloween Havoc, which was a 2-week affair. A bunch of matches happened. Let's start with the Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria match. What do you guys think about that? Me personally, I thought it was a good match. Lyra Valkyria was kind of just like unknown unless you watch NXT UK. She kind of built herself up a little bit on the NXT roster. Her and Becky obviously had history, training together back in Ireland and stuff like that. So getting all this backstory, this history there, the match was good. But do you guys, ultimately what I want to ask is, do you guys think that she was the right person to take the title off of Becky Lynch?
I think that she was, because as a character, she definitely has shown leaps and bounds since she debuted on NXT. Because I remember when they did like the first couple of vignettes for her, showing Ireland, about how she's this mystic character and such. And typically these mystic overseas characters that come to WWE, I mean, in the beginning they seem so mysterious and such, and you kind of have to like see what they do in the ring. There's always like a little bit of a language barrier, and it took a couple of months for me to actually warm up to her. But this feud with Becky definitely did heat her up. Daniel, you complained about Becky holding the NXT title for like what purpose? What purpose did it serve? Is it helping anybody? But that's why I feel like she was the perfect opponent, because I think she's made now. Like I actually believe her. Like if she were to lose the title, I wouldn't think of her like a Liv Morgan or a Carmella as somebody that just won the title and then no. Seriously, like with her, like you see her as a legit like top woman in that division now. And if that was the goal with Becky, then it succeeded definitely. So definitely was a great match, and looking forward to see what comes with how they book Lyra now moving forward.
Yeah, I think it was a good move. I only caught some of it. I didn't get to catch the whole thing because somebody also ruined it.
Yeah.
I'm like, haven't seen it. Oh, yeah. Took the title. I'm like, I haven't watched it.
Not bad about that. Yeah.
But I think, like Brian said, I think that's what this is all about. Especially in NXT, it's like you don't want to just keep putting the title on like the same person over and over again. Tiffany Stratton already had her time. I think with the whole Becky thing, yeah, she got the, she kind of brought it to Raw, but then was on NXT as well and was just having these matches with Indy Hartwell. Who else did she face?
Tegan Nox,
which I don't know. I don't know. Tegan Nox just kind of doesn't do it for me, but I digress.
She's been hurt too many times.
Huh?
Yeah, she's been hurt too many times.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just like her character just doesn't do it for me. But anywho,
I mean, it's not really a character. I mean, it's the girl with the shiniest wizard.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Just watch out for the knee brace.
So there is no.
Just watch out for the knee brace. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah,
I feel like they try to make her seem like really special. Like, oh, she's got this like can do
Fighting spirit.
Like, yeah, but like I've watched her matches and like
it just doesn't have
nothing really. Nothing it's impressive to me. You know, like there's not like something that just stands out to me. So. But the Lyra thing, I think the story was definitely what was carrying it, and I think it was just like Brian said, like they got the history, you got all this and that, and she has like this mystique to her, like the whole feather thing and like the creature and all that stuff. So compelling character, and it's just gonna make. I feel like the NXT Women's Division is definitely like a top spot, and honestly, WWE needs to, and other companies, obviously like AEW needs to like mirror that. Like, AEW might not have like a developmental, but it's just like the more consistently you have these women on TV, the better they're gonna are, the better matches they're gonna have, and it's just like women's matches are great, and we've seen this in the past, and it's like when we see spots like, oh, we see like the stories aren't hitting, or their matches are just like whatever. It's just like no, like. Give us compelling stories, give us good matches, and that's what you're going to see. And I think with the whole Becky thing, like definitely elevated the title, brought great matches out, brought out the best out of other women who haven't had the, most title shots recently. Mm-hmm. So it definitely, she did what she was poised to do. As much as Dan was like, why did she need it? But it's like, look what happened. Look at how, we're recognizing the Indy Hartwells. Now we got the Xia Lees coming out. We got all these other people like who aren't given chances are getting chances, So I think it's definitely I think it was definitely the right call in creating a new star. So
Well, sorry to burst your guys' bubble. Great matches.
It didn't need to happen.
Great matches. I like Lyra Valkyrie, but I just thought it was too soon in terms of. Even though I didn't like Becky having the title, I don't necessarily think it was right for her to lose it at that time. Because even though we saw Lyra Valkyrie, she fought through that tournament, all the stuff like that, I don't know if it was right for her to win at that moment. I felt like they could have built that a little bit more in terms of, I got to beat basically my icon, right? The person I look up to, right? And I felt like they could have built that a little bit slower. Maybe that would have give it a little bit more shine to me. I don't mind Lyra Valkyrie winning, but it's just like I don't know if she was necessarily the woman to do it at that point in time. You know what I mean? So, but
yeah,
good matches though. She's bringing out good matches. Of course, we saw Indy Hartwell on Raw go out there and fight and stuff like that. So it's like we're getting those type of women, getting those type of rubs. Maybe we even thought Candice LeRae would have gotten that opportunity as well, because she's been a person that has been very underutilized ever since NXT and stuff like that. So you figured that she would have been in the void of that and stuff like that. Also looking at Xia Li, who's now challenging Becky and basically egging her on and stuff like that. So it's like we're finally seeing Xia Li, and she had that knockout of Candice LeRae that they try to copy back from the day from Mercedes Martinez. Did not have the same effect, but
terrible.
I'm hoping.
Okay, first of all,
I'm hoping that it.
You mentioned that comparing the two. Was the Mercedes Martinez one was legit, wasn't it? Wasn't that not a planned spot? Like, what didn't she legit get concussed?
I don't know. I can't remember. Like, I remember at the time it looked.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think Mercedes legit got concussed, and they tried to use that, like people who watched NXT Black and Gold back in the day will remember that Xia Li, that same move is what Xia Li used to with Candice LeRae. My whole thing about these concussion spots now, I mean, with how concussions are in sports now, you see it in the NFL and in the NBA, and how like serious they can be now with CTE and everything. You can still do it, but like it has to be done perfectly. Like that to me wasn't done perfectly.
No.
Because even though the referee didn't put up the X and all that stuff, so you kind of had like a sense that like it wasn't legit.
Like it was work.
It's just like concussions are just one of those things that you can't really like play around with. So like when you do stuff like this, like you have to be sure that like it's like
they could have done, and to say what you're saying, like they could have done a different route. She could have kicked her in the rib or something like that, and played that type of injury or something like that. Like that probably would have been more effective to me.
But that's, she literally could have done the same thing and just got like, knocked her out, pinned her, and won. Like,
or a knockout, like a knockout victory.
Like,
rather than just like calling a match like that.
The only reason I say that is because freaking Malachi Black had the same move, and that was his finish. Mm-hmm. So it's like you know people who can do this type of like.
It's no different than like
move a big set. Why are you not like?
It's no different than
it the same way, you know.
A big boot. Like just play it off like that, but
because it was just so weird. Like, okay, is she actually hurt? Is she stumbling? But then it's like people aren't really running out. And then afterwards, she's just like, I'm fine. It's like
this is nothing. Is Xia Li doing this on purpose? Like, is that a part of her character now? Like, is she trying to knock people out?
People,
like, is that her thing now? Like, I don't know.
Like the villain from Bloodsport. Like,
that dude used to be crazy, man. Like, I remember him in all the movies and shit like that.
Huge, breaking dudes' arms and legs and shit.
Like that should be her. That should be her thing.
That should be. I mean, that would be a very interesting gimmick. But like all of us have said, she needs to reform that stable that she had.
Yes, that was such a like
Boa and with the
pillow chick.
Who they call Wendy Chu now. Who hasn't been featured on TV? I mean, they just need to reassemble that group with her as like the face of it again. Because
is Boa even still in WWE or did he get released?
He is. Yeah, I checked it because when I saw that, I instantly went back and watched like their NXT vignettes, which were awesome.
So they never revealed
they were actually building. They were actually building it. Like, so it was like, okay, what are they doing here? Is this like some
2.0 just murdered it all?
Those vignettes were like vicious. Like, they were getting their asses beat. Like they were getting tortured, both of them. Like, so, I actually,
vicious. It was compelling, and it was like, okay, this is going to be something her towards the NXT title, whatever the case may be. Boa is going to be in the mix and stuff like that, and it just never happened. But Boa is still on NXT. He's on NXT Level Up, I believe. I was reading that. But it's just like, that would be more compelling. And now, even when I was thinking about this, especially with the whole Shinsuke Nakamura thing, looking for a new victim and all that stuff, I was just thinking like they should form some type of group and take out people and be badasses.
I've been hearing some rumblings about that.
Really? Is it like actually a thing?
No, about like, because you know how it was Tozawa that challenged him, but I guess him like needing a new challenge or a sacrifice. They're thinking, it might be at Survivor Series, and they think, who might be coming back, and where is it? And I was watching, they were like, it could either be two things. It could either be Randy Orton coming back, or it could be CM Punk, even though he's been like trying to dodge all that and all those rumors and everything. But it's like that's what CM Punk does. He never is gonna like be like tell you like, I'm coming back. It's like,
But first of all, I don't want to get off of NXT just yet, but it's just like for Shinsuke, I don't want that for him. Like he's gonna job to Randy Orton and CM Punk now. Like
if it's those guys, I feel like he could take the loss and still be a threat, like because he'll have a great match either way. But
but it's just like
I think because we're all Shinsuke fans, we just want him to win.
I don't want that.
Exactly. You want him to be
That's exactly what it is. Should have won that damn title.
I'm just saying again, WWE just put him, Xia Li, Boa, add somebody else, Wendy Chu, whatever the case may be. Isn't she injured? But anyway, just form some type of fraction and have them just kick ass. That's all you need to do. Have them be like a House of Black type thing. Just have them kick ass and be awesome. And it's like, I don't know. Yeah. But Becky Lynch, I feel like, she's been doing great things, especially in NXT. Again, I was questioning it beforehand. We did get some good matches out of it. I just feel like at this point in time, I don't feel like it was the right time for her to lose it to Lyra. I felt like they could have built something there a little bit. And especially with Rhea Ripley on the main, we saw on Raw that Becky Lynch is obviously targeting the title in her promos and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't think necessarily right now is the right time for her to try to go after it. I feel like they could still use her in NXT to continue helping.
Nah, it's time.
Louis, I don't think it's time yet for Becky and Rhea. Not yet.
That's what I'm saying.
That needs to be saved. That needs to be saved.
You still have the match that
needs to be
Mania or the Rumble?
No, Mania. No, that
really?
needs to be saved. Yes, it does. Becky Lynch and Rhea. I don't even think that match has even happened yet. It's too big. It's too big to just throw it away on one of their shows. Now, if you want to do it at the Rumble, okay. That's a big show.
I feel like
it has to be Rumble or Mania. It can't be.
I feel they could have several like matches leading up to it.
Hold on, I just thought of something. I actually just thought of something. Maybe not the Rumble, maybe not Mania. What is that show that they're doing it in Australia?
Elimination Chamber.
Earth.
Yeah. All right. Then if that's the case, then that needs to be the main event. Then.
Yeah.
In Australia. Yeah.
Can Rhea hold the title that long and get there?
Yes.
Yeah.
With all these challenges down her back.
She's too busy leading Judgment Day and doing Judgment Day business and messing around with Dom.
She's not the leader.
Defending the title, so
she's not the leader. There's no leaders.
Hence why she's in this fatal five-way. These four competitors represent the 4 title matches that she should have had in those previous months, but she was doing Judgment Day business, so it adds up. And talking about to go back to NXT Halloween Havoc and to specifically talk about the main event last night between Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov and how it kind of ended with that cliffhanger. So where do you guys think they're gonna go from there as far as Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams go? Do you think Trick is gonna like confront him and say that like, oh, was it you, man? Was it you? It's pretty obvious because everyone's been saying it's you. So tell me straight up right now, was it you? And then we get like a swerve and it wasn't Carmelo, or what do you guys think is gonna happen?
I think they're leaning swerve because
yeah.
I kept thinking that was Melo, especially with all the signals with the leather jacket that was similar to Shawn Michaels when he threw Marty Jannetty on the barbershop top through the glass window. He had the leather jacket. He's wearing all the shirts and stuff like that. And it just makes sense that it's him. But the way that they keep trying to, because if he got attacked, why wouldn't Trick go after him? Like, why wouldn't he like literally attack him and stuff like that?
You know who did it? Brian Pillman.
Sorry,
Lexus King.
Lexus King.
I just want to say, Brian Pillman.
I like that new name. Lexus King.
But nah,
did you see the promo that he cut on last night on NXT? Okay, I'm sold. I actually want to see him featured more.
He needs a better finisher. That's the only. He needs a better finisher. I don't like that net Burke thing. He needs a better finish. That's my only.
It'll come.
But it's just like I don't know. He's having too much TV time to have a weak finisher like that. He needs something a little bit more drastic. But getting back to Trick, I just feel like if this guy cost you your shot, why wouldn't you attack him? And I feel like they're kind of pointing it at Melo, and it's like
it's gonna be.
I don't know. I don't know.
But my thing is like, if they go at it, it's like for what? There's no title involved. There's nothing like. Is it gonna lead to like another title shot or something? It's like it doesn't really matter if they go at each other, you know. So I guess for story's sake, yeah, they could like face each other, but it's just like, is that the end of like Carmelo Hayes' run in NXT? Is he gonna get called up or what? Because it's like he's already had the title. He's been North American champion, though. What else does he need to do in NXT? You know, I feel like a lot of people, like you got the Creed brothers getting called up. It's like, what are you waiting on with Braun? Are you waiting till after WrestleMania because of all the storylines?
Yeah. I think that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think they're waiting for the right time because I think they know that Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes are next.
Yeah, they're the uprising.
And they're such big, and they're such big talent. Yeah. For the main roster that they want to bring them up like individually so they both get their own shine. Yeah. So you wouldn't want to bring them both up together.
I mean, you would need a brand split to make it make sense.
Well, that's
why would you want to do that for?
You know, you need a brand. Who would think of a brand split that they can each have their own individual paths on the main roster? Who would think that?
Yeah, but speaking of the Creed brothers, that tables, ladders, and scares match that they had.
That was against, fire.
First of all,
Humberto and Garza. Yeah, that was great.
Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza. They're just in NXT floundering. They're just not doing anything.
Hey, they were on Halloween Havoc.
No, right? But I'm just saying. And then out of nowhere, a banger match that comes out of nowhere.
That's all they need.
That's
all they need to start going up.
No, they've actually been building them week after week with the vignettes,
they have.
The characters representing their heritage with their grandfather. They're more serious now. They're not doing that kiss cam bullshit that they were doing. so now they're actually legit serious now. So as far as NXT and their tag team division goes, they're a top contender.
Yeah.
In NXT's tag team division, we don't need to get into the other division.
But that match was insane. That finisher move from the Creed brothers, I'm just like, who the fuck is taking that? Why would I take that? Why? A clothesline, the Doomsday Death device from the Legion of the Road Warriors.
Yeah,
and it's like, who would take that shit after seeing people get hurt from that? This guy's literally going into a ball.
I mean, if you think about it, he's literally just bumping them until they fall.
And the crazy thing about it is, they did that move to Otis, which shows that means they can do it to 95% of the roster. So everyone's gonna have to take it. So
that spot with the ladder though, where the dude threw him and he hit the ladder, and then he had that big ass bruise and welt on his back.
It's just
Jesus.
No, but it's just like those guys are able to do that. Just looking at Garza and Carrillo, and it's like these guys are just in NXT. Just like why don't we don't have a tag team division, essentially. We have a mixed match tag team on the main roster. Yeah. And now you call up the Creed brothers, and it's like their specialty is tag team wrestling.
But if you see, there have been more tag team matches lately, which I think is going to lead up to those, especially with the whole stuff with what's his face, Adam Pearce and
Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis, yeah. I feel like with that whole animosity thing, at some point they're gonna be like, you know what? I want my SmackDown tag team. I want the Raw tag team. I feel like that's coming. I do
feel like that's coming, especially with the brand, especially they're going to each other's shows, and it's just like you can tell that they're looking at each other like,
my show's better, or your my show's better.
Yeah. So it's like, I hope they do go that direction, because that's what we wanted with the brand split.
Yeah.
We wanted everything to be separate. We wanted the tag team titles to be separate. We wanted the championships to be separate. We got the championships, the main titles separate. But you see a lot of tag teams right now. You got the Street Profits. You got Waller.
DIY.
You got DIY coming back. You got Kaiser and Da Vinci coming back. You got fucking Waller and Austin Theory. You got all these tag teams that are just there, and it's like, okay, everybody can't challenge Judgment Day, right?
LWO.
What are we doing? We don't have any titles, and it's like that's the thing that I'm waiting for. Can we get some tag titles, please? Can we get these split up so we can actually have more matches? And especially with Roman Reigns not being on TV every week, I don't know if that's the direction they're eventually going to go with Seth Rollins or something like that. But if you wanted to give, I'm just saying in general, if you wanted to give these guys a week off or anything like that, the tag team division, the mid card division, there's people there just waiting to be used and utilized in these situations, and it's like that can give certain guys a break, and especially when these other guys are trying to make a name for themselves, that could be an avenue for them to do that, and it's like they just haven't done it.
Exactly.
And and especially Triple H, who he grew up in that era of tag team wrestling, even in WCW with Harlem Heat and all that stuff, all those guys starting off, and then you get to WWF early, Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, you were there for that, and I'm like, can we get some tag teams?
And that's why I feel like it's definitely coming, because it's like you got DIY coming back, you got the Creed brothers coming up, you got Alpha Academy, you got so many tag teams, and for Judgment Day to still be holding on to the tag titles, it's just like,
we get it.
How is it they're still just fighting Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, Cody, the same 3-4 guys for the past 6 months, and you haven't literally on both shows
ever
two
since
full divisions of tag teams, and they get a shot every other 2 months.
I thought we were going to get to it when we did our picks, but matter of fact, I'll save it for that.
The same 6 people fighting for the title.
Yeah, exactly.
But NXT was great. NXT Halloween Havoc, they did a good job with that. Shotzi coming out as the host and stuff like that was entertaining.
Good head.
Look,
Yeah,
having Scarlett with her was I like that. I like that because it actually showed because every time you see Scarlett, you only see her with Karrion Kross. So it was actually good that they actually separated her and showed that because actually Scarlett and Shanti, like they are really friends. I've been on Shanti's Instagram and she's like a horror movie buff.
Like that.
And when Halloween comes around, she really she loves
just
it.
Like
and
me,
her and Scarlett they recorded a parody video together. So I like that.
It shows a different range of Scarlett as well. So that's good.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. And another thing too, they're looking for all these challenges for Ilya Dragunov. What's happening with Karrion Kross? Why can't he just go back to NXT? Now that you mentioned Scarlett, I'm just like, why can't he just go back to NXT and be the guy?
This is why it's hard sometimes because, like I said, it's like I said before, they're trying to do two things at once. They're trying to build up their developmental talent to get to the main roster, while at the same time trying to make NXT as a show entertaining for viewership, for viewers and for the TV media rights deal that's coming up and everything. So they're trying to do two things at once. So you would think it's a no-brainer to bring Karrion Kross back to NXT where he was his most dominant. But at the same time, you kind of got a couple of guys over there who kind of emulate him in the sense of Dijak, Baron Corbin, Braun Breaker, all these aggressive guys. So it's like if you bring Karrion Kross in, he
might get lost in the shuffle real quick.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy because it's just like, why isn't he doing anything?
The funny thing is they did tease. Well, they showed him watching Roman Reigns from the side. So I wonder if that's maybe after LA Knight, he might be the next challenger. So
did he say TikTok though? If he says TikTok, then
he didn't pass promos. He didn't pass promos.
Whenever he says TikTok, that means eventually they get into it.
Yeah, he should. Honestly, I hope so. I hope so because it's I think he could be a great character. I don't know why they just haven't utilized him right. And he's not. They didn't even give him wins. It was just he got the. Did he get the win against Drew?
The first time, they faced, I don't think he won, but then the second time, yeah, he did.
A strap match he won, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's the thing. But Drew wasn't the right feud for him because it was a situation where both guys needed to win. So
then he had Ray, and then he had it's just they haven't.
You didn't beat Ray. He should come back right now and challenge Rey Mysterio. I mean, what Santos screw him, have him be the U.S. champion? I don't know.
Is this a good segue?
I don't know.
You mentioned Ray
yet because we're not.
That's one of the picks. That's gotta wait for the picks.
Yeah, we gotta wait for the picks. We still got one more segment, but we can change on that. But NXT was great. I like what they're doing down there. I like the people that they're building. Tiffany Stratton's getting into a feud. Chase U won the tag titles as well. But in verse, he cost
that women's tag titles.
He cost them the tag titles by not helping them cheat. So that's an interesting storyline that they're playing on. A lot of things going down in NXT. It looks like the Creed brothers are being called up, so that's good. But yeah, we'll see what happens with them with NXT. NXT is continuing to build. But I wanted to touch on something else here, and that is the IC title scene with Gunther essentially looking for a new challenger. Having a tease here of a babyface Miz. Gunther basically. Whoa!
You want to know why I just did that?
Wait a minute. This is a guy that is a Hall of Famer that you guys told me.
Two-time Grand Slam champion.
Two-time Grand Slam champion. Intercontinental champion. Movie star. A guy that put the rocket on LA Knight to the next level.
Keep going.
So what's the issue with him challenging for the Intercontinental title? What's the problem with the babyface?
Because all those accomplishments and everything you just listed, it's all straight, it's all true. But he did it as a fucking heel. That is his strength. No, they've done this shit before. Do I need to go back to? I remember what year it was. It was 2013, 2014. They did this shit with him before, trying to make him a babyface. I specifically remember when they put when they put Ric Flair with him, and Ric
Ric
Flair
Flair.
gave him the figure 4 leg lock, and it went absolutely nowhere. There are some guys that are just that you just hate the way they talk, their mannerisms. No matter what they do, you're always just gonna hate them. And you didn't like
the run with Shane O'Mac. You didn't like the tag team.
Absolutely not. It's not. You just mentioned Shane. You just mentioned Shane.
How dare you? How dare you say that man's name on this podcast? How dare you say Shane O'Mac?
And speaking of Shane McMahon, I think his oldest son was just on the podcast, pretty much saying that Shane is like going through rehab right now for the injury he sustained, and
he's coming back, baby.
He is coming. He is coming to come back.
Royal Rumble, baby.
I hope we don't see it again. But the point is,
watch him break his orbital bone.
We all know that the Miz's strength is as a heel. I mean, the whole thing just doesn't work for him.
I will say this to counter Brian's point. I was watching that segment, and Gunther is a monster heel right now, and honestly, he was giving a lot of sympathy vibes where it's like this could actually work for him. I'm not saying in the sense that he's going to take the title from him, but I feel like it still gives him, it's giving him that like, oh, I'm going to be this babyface. It's more just like a redemption type thing. I think because it's just like Miz is just like, and like literally everything that Gunther said, it's like, yeah, you're all about press and media and this and that. It's like, but you're not about the ring stuff. Is like, when I'm here, it's all about wrestling. So I think it's more of a chance to just bring the wrestler out of the Miz, not just to make him a giant baby face. I think that's what I got from the promo. So.
I mean, I thought the promo was good because it's like, even though he is all that for the press and stuff like that, he is still prestige, right? Like what you guys have been saying for the past couple of months about LA Knight with him and the Miz feud. And it's like, in this situation where it's like, he can kind of play that tweener role, right? He doesn't always have to be a heel at this point in the stage of his career, even though he is great as a heel. He's best served as an irritant, an agitator, all these things that we've seen through the Miz throughout his career. But it's like, at this stage, I feel like he can be a tweener. Like, he can play whatever role is needed in order to serve the roster. And if he's going to be a baby face right now, I guess it's okay. I'm not against it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I feel like the Miz can, not comparing him, not saying he's like MJF, but in the sense that like he can be this huge personality, and then when it's like, all right, put on like a banger match, he actually can do that. Now it's going to be the most technically savvy thing you're ever going to see, but you're like, why is Miz pulling out all these moves out of nowhere? And you're like, oh shit, he can actually still go. So I don't know if it's just a way to get him back into like the wrestling fans like eyes that like, hey, Miz can actually still go.
At least make him like the most he can be is a tweener. Yeah. Like don't go full baby face to the point where it's where he's cutting like Hulk Hogan like promos.
Wants people to trust him and stuff.
Trying to be the hero because it just doesn't work with him. There's just certain guys like I'll even throw a name out there. You guys remember EC3? Ethan Carter III. I mean, whether it was TNA, whether it was NXT, anytime you had a babyface run with him, it never worked because you just looked at him the way his body looked, his facial mannerisms and everything. It's just like, yo, he's a natural heel, and there's nothing you can do about that. So that was my only concern. The promo was great. I mean, you always know with Miz you're gonna get an A+ promo no matter what the topic is. I mean, I still go back to. He mentioned this in the promo with Gunther. I've talked about how like I had an interview with an invisible John Cena that was more entertaining than you, saying stuff like that. So the Miz can be entertaining. I just don't want him to be a full babyface. Now, if he stays tweener, he can still be interesting with it. And Gunther is so much of a monster heel that there will be a small percentage of fans that will get behind the Miz because of it.
I'm loving his heel work. Like his mannerisms, his facials, even him talking on the mic now, he seems like he's really fit into that character. Like he's developing this smug character as a leader of Imperium and stuff like that. You're seeing that rub a little bit more off.
Yeah,
And I love Gunther, man. I've
especially
been saying
him coming on the suits and everything. It gives
yeah,
him
like it's different. Like he has a different look to him, and it's like.
But who are all the challengers? It's Bronson Reed,
Ivar, Ricochet, and the Miz.
Ivar.
So
I like that Ivar's getting thrown in there.
Yeah,
I'm
he's been kicking
really
ass. He's been kicking ass. He's been kicking ass.
Man can fly.
Yeah, like him and Bronson Reed. Like those two big guys are gonna battle each other now in a match on Raw. Like, cause that's gonna be hard.
I don't care. I want Bronson Reed to win. I don't know why. I'm just such a big fan of him.
He had his opportunity.
Well, now he has a better opportunity. He doesn't even have to pick it.
He only has 25% chance of winning.
Had the match of his career.
No, that was a great match, but it's just like I think they're moving towards Ivar. Like I don't know. I don't think the Miz should get that opportunity right now.
So is this match happening next week on Raw? Like who's going to be the number one contender?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's actually happening. Yeah, that's actually happening. So those guys, I just wanted to talk about that, and just all those guys just basically went to Adam Pearce and said, "Hey, I want a match.
I want a shot. I want a shot. I want a shot."
But I was reading somewhere. It's I don't know. It's like you have the formula for the IC title. It's like, why can't we do this to the US title? And like, I'm honestly gonna give Dan his credit. Is like Ray has been holding this title and nothing has happened with it, and now we got a possibility of freaking Logan Paul getting this title, and then what? Another part timer holding the title.
I guess we can get into our picks.
I mean, Lewis is pretty much.
I guess we can get into our picks. I guess we can get into our Crown Jewel picks.
Crown Jewel.
Right. Let's give up the standings here. Picks.
I was gonna say if we could talk about one more thing before.
No, we can. Go ahead.
Yeah, we can.
Only because I was watching Raw, and I don't. What are your guys' thoughts on this whole Damian Preist Judgment Day thing? Do you think he's cashing in? Do you think he's just going to be out? Is he just going to be on his own? Because the Easter eggs are dropping there. And if you guys watched when they were talking, getting ready for that night, he's like, screw all these guys. Like, you guys got my back right now. So I don't know what you guys' thoughts on where do you think
he did come out. He did come out during the Seth and JD. Was it JD? No,
JD McDonough.
It was that match. Yeah.
Yeah, he hinted at that. Well, it was just like showing off like the contract and stuff.
Yeah. And I'm just like, if anything, right now, I feel like it's the perfect time to do it. Like, I feel like he needs to break away, but he has to lose the tag titles. You know what I mean?
Look, I hate to say this, but like, I never would think that like a pair of tag team titles would be a crutch for somebody right now. But it
really let's be honest, they've been a crutch since WrestleMania 39.
For who?
For everybody. I feel like they've been a crutch for everybody because it's like even when KO and Sammy had them and they had their couple matches, and then when they dropped the titles finally to the Judgment Day, which was only a couple months ago, it's just like I felt like those guys should have went in their single stars path.
I mean, they have now.
But I felt like it would have been better on the Raw roster. But it's just like, and now the Judgment Day have them, and it's just like they lost in the Jay and Cody, and it was like
they should be separated.
It's like, is that even necessary for them to do that at that time? And now we're looking at Judgment Day, and it's like they have them again, and it's like all these guys kind of don't need it. Damian Preist right now has the anchor right now, and it's like he doesn't need it. Like he needs to either. Like
it doesn't make sense to have literally a Money in the Bank contract and then a title at the same time.
Like
your main purpose is to get the world
main
title.
Unless you have it, and then you try to do that thing where you're like, I'm going to unify the titles, or that's when I'm going to use my cash in to unify the titles, or something. I don't know, but it's just like for him, he's so talented, and it's like we want to see what he does because eventually he's going to cash it in, right? And
I really hope he doesn't have a failed cash in, but
it's failed.
Something is telling me it's going to happen.
I don't know if it's going to be Drew that cost him, and he joins the Judgment Day. I don't know if it's going to be the Judgment Day costing him, just turning on him, and maybe Dom's caught in the middle of it. He doesn't know what he wants to do, and I don't know, but it's just like I feel like he needs to do it, and I feel like he should be champion. I love Seth Rollins. I love what he's done.
Yeah.
But the storyline they've been telling us for months now has been he's hurt, he's injured. We don't know how long he's going to go. Broken back, all the stuff. Yet he takes all these back bumps and continues.
You did mention Drew. I don't want to see Drew in the Judgment Day. I don't need to see his ass with some eyeliner on.
It's happening. It's happening. No. It can work with the Scottish Psychopath when he has the hair down and the leather coat. He's with Rhea. Like, that would be dope. But it's just like they beat up Dom. I don't know. But it's just like
they beat up Dom.
like Dom can't win that fight. Just in general, just like I don't. Right now, I need Drew McIntyre to have something, and I need Damian Preist to do something because it's like. He needs to do something, and it's like he's just everyone's in limbo. And we thought like the Bloodline storyline was kind of holding everybody in limbo, but now it's this Money in the Bank thing, and now it's this tag team thing, and it's like, what the hell's going on?
Because like he said it, he's like, okay, you imagine Seth loses, Damian, but this is what I like it's like
he has to lose.
You have Drew win the title, but then it's like, we do really want him to have the shortest title running because. Damian cashes in, but then it's like, okay, they could do that, but then Damian could have a failed cash in, and it's just like there's so many factors. It was like there could only be so many champions and have their moments right now where without other people falling at the wayside. It's like
what if because you guys remember the first of all the package that they did on Drew McIntyre, that probably was one of the top packages that they've done all year long. What if they had Drew beat Seth. He wins the title the same night, and Priest cashes in on the same night. Beats Drew to kind of continue telling that story of how like he keeps getting screwed. He won the title. He won the title in front of no fans, and now he becomes champion. But then he loses it on the same night to a cash in. And Judgment Day's whole plan was pretty much to soften Drew up into thinking that he was going to end up joining them, only for Priest to come in.
I don't think they want that trouble, though.
They're the new most dominant force in WWE now. So
technically, yes. Technically, yes. But I don't think they want that smoke. That's like somebody pissing off Kane in like 2001. You don't want that trouble. Like I just don't think that right now for them.
You mean 2003 when he was setting people on fire? that Kane, you don't want
that Kane.
Jim Ross.
Kane was giving people nightmares.
Well, see, this is why I say, and I know it won't happen, but I mean, you still have the other option, and he said it. He could go after Roman too. Obviously, that's not what we want. That's not what we want to see.
They keep alluding to it. It's never going to happen. They need to stop doing that because, like, you know damn well, ain't nobody going to cash in no Money in the Bank contract on Roman Reigns.
Well, you can, though.
Stop alluding to it, but you know it's not going to happen.
But do you imagine what big of a swerve and how big of a shocker it would be?
Vince Russo was in charge, absolutely.
Huh?
If Vince Russo was in charge, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, but the only reason I say, I don't know, this is me just like thinking outside the box a bit. I think it's like, okay, let's say you have Damian cash in, shocks the world, wins it, but like now he's on SmackDown. Then you got literally you have a Roman Damian feud for whatever, and then he could just win it back and still go to Mania. You know,
yes, technically in the perfect world, yes, that could happen.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. You have him win the title, don't have him look weak, but then he's still in that main event spot, you know, and he could still afford to lose it, and then you still get the whole Cody Roman at Mania. I don't know, because like I said this, like I feel like you like this whole bloodline thing has. And this is what I said way back when. I was like, you have so much time until WrestleMania. You can't just hold it all for Cody at Mania. I don't know. I just feel like it's just taking too long. It's holding everything up.
I understand that, but we're in November now. You said that what?
You got
after WrestleMania
January. You get December, January, February, March.
Technically, they've already started. They started the build for it a couple of weeks ago with the face-to-face, with the epic face-to-face between both of them. Like everybody knows that this is coming eventually. So
I'm just gonna say
they already alluded to it.
If they were ever to do a cash in, it will be on LA Knight. It will be on LA Knight.
So you're saying LA Knight beats Roman?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's the only way.
That's just what you just said.
I'm just saying that's the only way that it would. That's the only way.
You mean what? Like he gets involved in the match?
No. I'm saying in general. For me, and I'm just saying this in general. If they're gonna end Roman Reigns' streak, it has to be a 1, 2, 3. It has to make somebody. It can't just be like a cash in. That's my only thing. So that's why I'm like, I just don't agree with that, because it's like that's true. That's too prestigious to just end like that. You get like that. That's like a slap in the face to his whole 3 years of dominating, of building this thing up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like creating Jay, creating Jimmy, creating Solo, Paul Heyman next to him, all the stuff that goes into it. So it's just like from that point. But it's like I'm leaning towards a failed cash in, because I feel like he's gonna rub Judgment Day the wrong way before he cashes in. There has to be some type of falling out with the Judgment Day.
My thing is just what the failed cash in entails and what it's done to other people in the past, that I just don't want to see that to happen to him. Baron Corbin, Damian Sandow, who else?
Yeah, but here's the thing: when both of those guys lost their Money in the Bank briefcase, there was no plan. There was no plan moving forward. It was pretty much they lose their briefcases and then they drop down the card, and then we don't care about them ever again. See, if Priest loses his briefcase, this will be a part of a story. Because think about it, he loses the briefcase, maybe he gets kicked out of the Judgment Day, and now he's on his own. Everyone's been clamoring for him. He's the only guy in that group. Whereas if he gets kicked out and he's on his own,
and then what, trading him for Drew?
Believable as a top contender. Hence, that's why they put the Money in the Bank on him in the first place, because they know that like, okay, Damian Priest is coming. You know, he already has the look, he already has the personality, he already has the voice.
You guys are forgetting one thing in the Damian Priest thing. You guys are forgetting one thing: Bad Bunny. And I keep saying that he's going to come back as a tag team partner for Damian Priest.
He's too hot right now. He just dropped an album. He's not coming back.
This is the perfect time to bring him in. If that's the case.
Story-wise, why would Bad Bunny go help Damian Priest after everything that happened leading the backlash?
They had their falling out. Friends fight.
And plus the Puerto Rican, so
yeah, like
right there.
There's kinship there. There's it's national pride on the line there. It's not just friendship. But no, I'm just saying that they're gonna play that in their back pocket. Like if he fails his cash in, I feel like Bad Bunny's gonna come back.
Yeah, so when you just explained that, I'm like, okay, maybe that probably because it's like he fails, they kick him out the Judgment Day, they bring in Drew. Let's say Drew wins, they're like, why not bring in the champ into the Judgment Day? Like, now we're even more unstoppable. And then Priest can just fight them for however long he wants to fight them or whatever, you know.
As long as it's not like 3 years with Edge.
And shit, you can even have Priest going after Drew for the title. So I guess that
sets up a new storyline there.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing with Seth Rollins. I know he's going to come back at some point, but I'm just like, he needs a break. I feel like I don't know.
Hey, that match with JD was great.
No, he still puts on great matches.
Well, JD can sell. That man can
sell. Mini Finn. Mini Finn.
Yeah, baby.
All right, I put my numbers up.
I stopped the whole thing so you can talk about Damian Priest cashing, and that's what I get.
Yeah, that's what you get.
That's what my numbers up.
All right, let's get into our crown jewel picks here. Let's put the records up. Brian with 34-24, Lewis at 42-16, and I'm at 30-28.
Why am I not number one?
I just put it in.
You're above 500? Ah, good shit.
Above 500, damn it. I'm back. I'm only 12 wins back. That's all it is. I'm only 12 wins back. I can catch up. Lewis can start messing up tonight.
Damn, Brian's trying to catch up. I can see
Brian's like the last one.
Yeah, I know what did it. It was that Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, that's what it was. You picked Seth. That's what did it. You lucked out with that. You picked Seth with that.
See, this is what I get for picking with my heart, you know, and not like
you gotta go with, I mean, my heart was saying Shinsuke too, but like, yo, you gotta go based upon their booking philosophy.
Now you're one of us, Lewis. You're tainted.
No.
We can get into
I can't lose my streak. I can't lose it.
We can get into our first match here. Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul. This basically came after Logan Paul lost his boxing match. I don't even know why this is a thing.
No, he actually won it. He won the fight.
He won.
Oh yeah, he did win it.
He won the fight in split decision.
Even
though the dude he was fighting decided to start actually fighting after the fight was over.
After that spectacle, that Logan Paul had, he instantly said that he was challenging Rey Mysterio out of nowhere. This coming out, especially from their past match, I guess with Dominic Mysterio, I guess Logan Paul can just get a title match whenever he wants. Logan Paul's a good heel. He comes back and talks shit. That's the one thing, he draws eyes to the product, outside eyes to the product. What do you guys think about this? And I'll just say this. I picked who did I pick? I think I picked Logan. I picked Logan to win. I picked Logan to win because I just feel like there's just a lot of stuff going on with Santos and Carlito. Yeah. And I feel like Logan, they need to do something to shake up the United States title.
If anything, I feel this is going to be, I mean, I don't know. I guess they haven't hinted at it, but I feel like Santos should easily cost Rey the match and just have that heel turn. I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, they just brought Carlito back, but LWO is just not hitting, and I want Legado del Fantasma back.
Yeah,
Which me and Brian have been saying for a while. I think you probably too, Dan. I'm just like, I want that heel faction. I just want, yeah, I get it. Another heel faction, but it's just
there's like 15 on the roster now. Yeah, the street.
But it's just like, I don't know what it is. They're just like too super baby face-ish.
I've been saying that for the longest time. It's like they're just not as smooth.
It's like you don't even gotta be like the whole like just be badasses or something. Like I don't know, man. But, I definitely got Logan winning this one. Rey doesn't need the title. Logan will finally have his first title reign. Either he's gonna cheat or
he's gonna cheat.
We could have a heel turn. I easily see a cheat. So
no, but I'm just gonna say this. He's
gonna use the Charizard to take him out.
I've been saying for months on this show that Rey Mysterio doesn't need the title.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden,
Theory didn't need that title.
You guys are saying Rey doesn't need the title.
Because Theory didn't need the title.
Let me make my pick first. Okay. Gentlemen, again, you guys are picking with your hearts instead of your minds again with this pick. I am going with Rey Mysterio, and I'm gonna make it simple and tell you why. SmackDown needs a title for the men, period. Okay, you got a part-time champion in Roman Reigns, who apparently after Crown Jewel is apparently going to take more time off. He's not advertised for Survivor Series. We already talked about the shit show with the tag team division and the tag team titles, and apparently they're over on Raw right now. They're not going to be separated. So literally, you guys think that putting the title on another part-timer in Logan Paul's probably not going to be on TV probably for another couple of weeks or another month or whatever. And then literally the only title that you'll have featured on SmackDown is the women's title. Just based upon that alone, I don't think that they can go in that direction. And I'd rather have Rey Mysterio retain and then actually lose the title against someone that we're going to see week after week with the United States title.
Maybe they have him on the John Cena plan where he's back. He's going to be on TV for like 2 months.
I don't think he would call out the U.S. title just to call it out and be like, I want a match. And then, boom, he just goes away.
Just loses it. Yeah.
Because you're telling me he's just going to come back and challenge people for it. I think he's going to win and actually be on for probably and definitely lead up to Survivor Series. I honestly think that's what it is, because they're gonna want more eyes on Survivor Series. So him going in with the title, I feel is gonna be like, look, this man literally came in WWE, won a title, and whoever is gonna challenge him probably will beat him then. So I see him getting the title, but that's just me.
Yeah, I just don't. Again, and what Luz is saying, I don't see him keep just coming back just to have these matches and challenge for a title. He wasn't gonna beat Roman Reigns. We know that. That just wasn't happening. I was
able to bring up an example. Oh, you guys were expecting him to beat Roman, though, right?
Hell no. He can beat Rey Mysterio.
I understand what you got. I understand what you guys are saying, and like, why would you bring him back to specifically go after a title if he wasn't going to win it because of who he is and what he brings to the company and such. But I just can't picture SmackDown, which they say Raw is the A show, but really SmackDown makes more money for them being on the broadcast network on Fox. I just can't picture SmackDown without having like a men's world champion for consistent weeks. Because then think about it. If you got a part-timer holding the U.S. title, part-timer holding the world title, there's kind of like the same thing with the tag team division with all these tag teams. It's like, okay, what the hell are they competing for? It'll be the same thing with the men on SmackDown.
But you tell me how many weeks until Survivor Series?
4, 3.
You're telling me he can't just pop up on SmackDown and
for 3 weeks?
He's not going to have matches.
Now, if they were gonna say that, okay, Logan Paul is gonna be on SmackDown on a weekly basis now, then okay. But we know that's not going to be the case.
You don't know that until he wins the title. If he wins the title, you tell me he's not going to be like, hey, you got to show up to SmackDown. Like
he's on the John Cena plan. Like he has a legitimate contract with WWE.
Yeah,
like he has to start paying his dues. He has to start paying his dues.
And that's
so before now, we hadn't seen him since when? SummerSlam, right?
Yes.
So that was August.
He shows up at the big
but he also had the fight. He had the fight though. I don't think he doesn't have another fight lined up.
I'm just saying they can't keep having Rey Mysterio have the title. Like he's and he hasn't even defended it every week.
Exactly.
He's been in tag.
He's been in like tag matches. And
yeah, but the title was there though. So just having the thing, but just
Brian, having your
champion there, actually physically see what you can compete against if you're the other talent. But if he's not there,
I mean, technically that hasn't mattered anyway. They've been having tag team matches with no tag team titles.
Exactly, and we've been crapping on the tag team division ever since. So now
they've been having matches with Roman out there for weeks, for months.
Listen, easily, if he wins the title, what does that set up? You could easily do a 4-week tournament to determine who you would. Yeah, you can do anything that will lead up to Survivor Series, and you'll have a new challenger. So
you can have him piss off people. You can
literally have him sit down at every match commentating and be like, "Oh, let's see who's like, just talking shit," and that'll promote him even more. Like I feel like that's an easy route to get him just at least the next pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. Sorry, PLE.
But no, I just what Lewis is saying. I just feel like they can't keep having Ray there. They have to tell that story.
It's not doing anything right now, so it's not like it's Bobby Lashley where he was having like open challenges every week and stuff.
I see, and that's another thing I was thinking of because Ray is in the middle of this LWO versus the new Hurt Business feud.
And hey, that could be the factor right there.
More sense if whether it's Lashley, Montez, or one of them. For the purposes of the story, I would love to see Montez versus Ray for the U.S. title and have Montez come out on top.
We've been saying that story.
We have been saying it for the longest
time. He's not going to get a singles match right now.
He's not getting a singles push right
now.
He's not getting behind Lashley. But if that was to happen,
or Lashley, yeah.
So imagine Lashley versus Logan Paul set up.
That would be crazy.
Imagine if they set that match up. Like that's crazy. If that,
you know how happy people would be to see Bobby Lashley versus Logan Paul.
Logan
Paul, you gonna die?
Destroyed by Bobby Lashley.
He's gonna get folded.
Like I'm just thinking of that. Like I just don't think. I just don't think Ray needs it right now, and I just feel like it's stale. And I know he has it, and it's like yay. And as what you guys are saying, the LWO is just too baby face right now. There's not enough animosity. There's nothing happening. And I felt like Carlito was out there for Santos when he got attacked the other time last week. Carlito was out there. Ray was not there. Yeah. So I feel like there's friction with Ray right now.
Pablo has been be like, yo, what's going on with you? Like, oh, you're not here for me. You're not this. That story's coming. It's coming. But I
feel like there's a chance that Carlito overtakes the LWO or something like that. I feel like there's something there that's brewing because it's like, why is Carlito there and Ray not? At that point in time, and it's like, what's going on? But I don't know. But Brian is going Rey Mysterio. Me and Lewis are going Logan Paul.
Never thought I'd see the day that I'd be picking Logan Paul in the win match. Even though it happened before already, but
hell done froze over. Let's get into our next match. Cody Rhodes versus Damian Preist. This has been brewing because they've been fighting for the past 6 months with each other. Indirectly.
Jesus Christ.
Just Judgment Day versus Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Jimmy, Sammy, KO. Some variation of that. Cody Rhodes was gone for like, a week? He got taken off TV for a week.
Well, he smashed his leg.
He smashed his leg, and he came back down last week to even the odds. Set on one foot, setting up this match. I don't even know what to make of this right now because I feel like it's just thrown together. And I feel like they needed Cody Rhodes and Damian on the
card. They just need him on the card. So I'm just going to say Cody's going to win just to get the big pop. That's the only reason I would say he wins.
Yeah.
And just more frustration for the Judgment Day and Damian Priest. So that's
yeah, exactly. They're and that promo that Cody cut at the end of Raw, pretty much calling out Damian Priest and pretty much saying like, "Yo, dude, you're 6'5", 220 pounds. You're senior money in the bank. Why are you not leading the Judgment Day? Why are you following everybody? You're nothing but a follower." And as he's saying these words, Priest is looking at Priest was just looking at him like, "Oh shit, yo, he kind of has a point."
Yeah.
Like, why? I am the guy. I mean, people forget when Judgment Day first formed, who the Edge recruit first? Priest. So people forget about that.
I'm just saying. I think we're all going Cody. I think it would be dope if Priest won because it's like you don't want Cody to take too many L's right now at any point in time, right?
No.
Damian,
a huge crowd. Like
Damian has the money in the briefcase, so whenever he cashes in, is going to be a shock anyway. So it's like he can take an L and still have the briefcase. The tag titles are not on the line, so he's not losing that. So it's like, yeah, I'm going Cody. I feel like this is pretty easy to predict that Cody's going to win.
And apparently, this is a match that we have gotten before. Remember when Cody had the cast on his arm in the middle of the Brock Lesnar feud? This was a match that they had on Monday Night Raw together. So, another chronicle on the Judgment Day versus Cody, Sammy, Jay, and pretty much the majority of the top baby faces on Raw. Just please get us to War Games. That's literally the only thing that's keeping me interested in this feud is the fact that War Games is coming, and they're literally doing all this just for War Games.
They can't do it without Regal. They can't do it without Regal.
We're gonna need to have a therapy session podcast if after War Games this feud is still going on. Like, if they allude to Monday Night Raw, like if they have War Games and then on Raw the main event is a 6-man tag with the Judgment Day versus Cody and Jay and all of them, then we're gonna need to have like a legit therapy session. And I may say some things about the WWE that
somebody get Teddy Long out there.
Take back weeks later.
It does feel like Teddy Long is there.
Exactly.
Just bring him back.
Because that's really the only reason why people are interested or putting up with it now is because they know War Games is around the corner and they think that's going to be the culmination of it.
Potentially around the corner. This is crazy.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. It's been a while. It's been a long time. But let's get into our next match here. We have the women's title match on Raw here. Rhea Ripley having 4 of the challengers: Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Raquel Rodriguez. Basically, what Brian said earlier is essentially all the challengers that she was supposed to face over the past 6 months since winning the title at WrestleMania 39. We didn't get any of these challengers. We got Raquel Rodriguez after SummerSlam, and it was like she should have been at SummerSlam. This match should have happened already.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler, we were like, especially after that Ronda Rousey match, it's like Shayna Baszler, fiasco incident that she should be ascending into that main title picture. Zoe Stark, who obviously was there with Trish Stratus, and after that banger of a cage match out of nowhere, she turned on Trish and became a babyface or queener or competitor now. Nia Jax returned recently and has been just randomly attacking people and being in matches. I do feel like it's a good threat for Rhea. Who do you guys have winning this 5-way match?
Rhea.
Rhea's
too hot right now. She's way too hot right now, and especially with the Elimination Chamber being in Australia, she's not losing that title.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say the same thing, Louis. As soon as they announced
she's not losing that title anytime soon.
That pretty much
anything, she'll lose it down there.
If
anything, she'll lose it down there. But
the hometown curse. That would be crazy. Hey, you're gonna put on.
They can't. They can't.
I don't think she'll lose it.
They can't pull a Drew with her.
Yeah.
They did it in the United Kingdom. They had the world champion boxer in the front row. They did it at Clash at the Castle.
Hey, but those were all the challengers, though. She'd be the champ.
Yeah, but when you look at this match and you look at all these contenders, I mean, you can make the you throw Becky in here, and these are the top women on Monday Night Raw. Now, initially when I saw this match, you know the first person I thought about, Jade Cargill, and I thought about how, like, realistically, if they are going to bring her up to the main roster, I don't think putting her on Monday Night Raw is the best idea, because I mean, when you look at Nia Jax being this dominant force, the irresistible force that's taking out all the people in the women's division, and you got Shayna Baszler with her MMA background, and as we mentioned, the MMA rules fiasco with Ronda Rousey, but her run in NXT as the Queen of Spades, everybody remembers that and wants to get back to that. And then you got Raquel, who's kind of like the Diesel of the women's division. If you'll say, Big Mommy too. Big Mommy has decided everything. And then obviously you mentioned when we start put on by Trish Stratus.
He is Diesel. Oh man,
yeah, she is. When you think she is Diesel, I mean, if you go back
this, she does the back NXT,
she was with Dakota Kai, they pretty much framed that whole pairing around Shawn Michaels and Diesel. So
she is Diesel. That's crazy.
She's pretty much just a female Diesel. And so you look at all this dominance, and you would think that obviously if you want to Jade's whole persona, you know, you mentioned her in AEW with being undefeated and being dominant. I mean, it almost seems like that would kind of coincide with all these other women.
Is she gonna?
So that's why I was thinking initially
big
SmackDown
with the big sharks on Raw.
I think she's gonna go to NXT.
I think she's going to NXT.
Yeah.
I think
that'd be the smart move to put her in now. Go dominate, and then after WrestleMania, come up.
Yep. She has a little bit.
Because that's only because she was popping up at Halloween Havoc. I mean, she's already been on NXT, but like,
no, I'm just saying
that would be the right place to.
Here's the thing, that would be a great idea, but Becky is not champ anymore. It's Lyra. So if they are bringing her up to NXT and Lyra is still the champion, come on, Lyra, Jade.
I just feel like she'll get more reps.
As much as Lyra has caught on compared to Jade, it's two different.
But I just feel like that's a way
you can have her do the same thing that KO did, just come up to the main roster with the title and be like,
she doesn't even need the title. I feel like she can have a good 6 months there in NXT.
I think she needs the title.
And maybe lose that Stand and Deliver, and then just show up on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown at that time.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that would be the natural transition. Like, she's like, I've already finished off NXT. She can talk shit about them, and then just be this big bad heel.
Yeah,
she's gonna
exactly.
Be a babyface.
Yeah.
But I just when you look at SmackDown, I just don't see her standing right now with Charlotte, Bianca,
Asuka.
Right now. Maybe at WrestleMania they can do something, but right now today it's like I don't see it happening.
No,
I feel like
it'd be too rushed if she was going against Charlotte already.
As I said, they should have held off until the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
They should have just held off.
That could still work because the NXT people go in the Rumble all the time.
Yeah, true.
Exactly. And like you said, and like we said weeks ago, you know, with with ESPN breaking the story, obviously WWE obviously was responsible for that. So as soon as it was official, you know, they really wanted to put like some steam behind her.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't think they could have waited for like a Royal Rumble appearance. It was like soon as it was announced, we got to feature her. We got to feature her.
She can still debut.
She's Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she can still debut at the Rumble. But going back to this match, the only person that I would say besides Rhea that has the slimmest chance would probably be Nia. And I know people would, only because she would get the super heat. But where she's at right now, she's attacked everybody, but she hasn't won she's won 2 matches, I think. So she hasn't really been beating people. She's been attacking, but she hasn't been beating people. So it's like nobody right now is standing out to beat Rhea. Rhea's too hot. She's a fucking phoenix right now. She's blazing. She's leading that locker room right now, and nobody is on her level right now.
And I feel like this is a way to continue to tell the story of the other women in the roster, right? Rhea has kind of been only battling really Raquel at this point. She hasn't really gotten into these other women like Zoe or Shayna or Nia like that.
They had brief interactions, but I think they all got broken up, right? I
mean, again, she's been handling too much Judgment Day business. Yeah. That's what the issue is. And they need to start telling. I feel like this is a way that they need to start telling Rhea Ripley's story. We really haven't gotten any true.
We've gotten very short matches. I mean, we got the whole Zelina Vega, Raquel already.
We did have a classic with Natalya. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If WWE needs a challenger, just
that's all we got out of that whole month it was that they were. It's the only bright spot we got was the last fight.
They fought like 3 times.
The last match was the only positive that we got out of all the crap that came before it. So, but so I think we're all going real.
Yeah,
we're all going real. But do you guys think that this would be a way to? Would Jade Cargill show up at Crown Jewel? Would they do that?
Nah, I don't think they're gonna fly all the way out to Saudi Arabia just to come out on the stage and just look at the champion and be like, I'm coming. And
unless they're hinting at her joining Raw, then she's like, I'm the newest member, like that. But if she's not going on the main roster, there's no reason for her to go out there.
All right, so we're all going Rhea Ripley pretty much. We can get into our next match, John Cena versus Solo. This has been building for a couple of weeks now, between John Cena coming back and stuff like that. Him coming back and basically saying he wants to prove that he has one more left and kind of ushering towards retirement and stuff like that. Solo is basically this is just a continuation of the bloodline story of Solo being the muscle for Roman. I don't even know how to describe this match really, but who do you guys have in this match?
John.
Okay, so I also have Cena too, but question: what is the current status of the actor strike right now? Did they stop?
I thought it was over. No lie.
No,
for the writers, it is.
Writers.
The actors. Last I saw that they were pausing negotiations again because that's how far apart both sides are.
Wait, so I don't know what's going on. I thought the whole thing was just for writers.
No, it's writers and actors and writers. They go together.
Yeah,
they go together. But I guess one deal came together.
My thought process is I thought the writers just wanted to be paid more equally what they deserve or residuals and stuff. I'm like, don't the actors already get millions of dollars?
No, because I think there was a whole bunch of stuff there with
it's all about streaming. The money that they make
residuals and stuff, right?
Residuals from streaming. Yeah,
the studios wanted to use the actor's likeness. Yeah, in perpetuity and stuff like that, so they can use them for certain stuff in the background and shit like that. They were saying they were going to use AI actors or some shit like that.
Yeah,
that's where the actors are no, that doesn't even sound right because that's that's what they do in the music industry. We can use your music forever and shit like that.
So I only asked about that because it doesn't really factor into my pick. I mean, because I was gonna go John Cena.
See if he's gonna
because they're telling They're telling the classic underdog John Cena story of how he hasn't won a match since. It's funny. The last time he won a match was the last time he was in Saudi Arabia, which kind of tells a perfect story.
Who did he beat?
Beat Triple H. So that guy's that creative now. So you makes you want to think that like, geez, yeah, his last win was against me, and that was in Saudi Arabia. So maybe we can give him a win for once. His last one was against me.
And that's where I'm gonna pick Solo.
Really?
Because John Cena does not need a win at all. We're not.
It's Saudi Arabia, though.
John Cena has not won in how many? Like 5 years?
Exactly. You're telling me he doesn't need a win right now?
He can go a little more. He can go a little more.
No.
He's alluded. Hold up. He's alluded to in the promos though that he needs to win though.
Yeah, I understand that, but what he needs right now, he needs somebody to strike fear in him, right? Like he needs an opponent.
That's Solo.
So Solo's not that guy?
Solo's that guy. Who else is he going to tussle with? Roman Reigns? No, he can't tussle with Roman Reigns.
That's what everyone thought they were going to get at first.
Yeah, that's what we thought, but it's like no, we shouldn't get that. But it's like nah, he needs to like overcome a guy that's imposing, somebody that's hasn't really lost. Like Solo hasn't lost. Like I think he's lost like one match.
Twice.
Yeah, like so like he's not on that end of where he's losing and stuff like that. So it's like I don't think right now for him to lose to John Cena is gonna do anything. Like I don't think John.
I think of it more. They're in Saudi Arabia. You know who the crowd wants to see win, and I feel like that's gonna be like they're like here. We got John Cena. Of course, you're gonna have him win just to get that huge pop and all the kids going. You can't see me. Like that's where it's just logical.
I'm just gonna say this: John Cena lost in Make-A-Wish in front of Make-A-Wish kids at WrestleMania 39.
For your boy.
That ship is boy. That ship is boy.
Yeah, for your boy.
And see what happened. See what happened. He lost. For your guy. Look what happened. He lost. You think they want to repeat that?
I'm just saying it's Solo. It's for the bloodline. It's
is
for
it
the
though?
Bloodline.
Is it really?
It's for the bloodline.
Why? He's not a threat to Roman Reigns right now.
He needs to come back and beat Solo. I feel like they need to build something. What is Solo going to do? Just be Roman Reigns' lackey? He needs something to do too.
That's what he got brought in to be.
Yes, but I'm like, he needs something to do.
Oh,
like,
now
like,
he does.
He can't just keep doing this bit. Like he's got to. Again, I'm going Solo. I don't think John's going. I'm going Solo.
Nah, I just think
John Cena.
Everything is too convenient for John not to win.
Is that Santino?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Cena.
Santino Marella, man.
I keep seeing the clip where he's interviewing. He's like people still come up to me. He's like, dude, you know we can't call him John Cena. We got to call him John Cena.
John Cena.
He was so hilarious.
John Cena.
He was so hilarious, man.
Yeah.
Hilarious. But yeah, you guys are going John Cena. I'm going Solo. Let's get it. Come on, Solo. Come on, man. Bloodline. Come on.
No.
We can get into our next match here. We got Io Sky
versus
for
WWE.
I know this one. I know this one's tough because
I'll go first. I'm going Io. I'm going Io.
Io makes the most sense to me. Bianca came back.
She finally pinned Charlotte. Bianca Belair comes back. She doesn't need the title. She doesn't need the title right now. Like as much as we want to see a heel turn from her and her coming back, I feel like her coming back is premature. Yeah. I don't feel like she needed to come back as yet, but I'm like right now, Io, I don't see her losing the title. They haven't really done anything with her really in terms of
she's gonna lose it to Bayley.
That would be crazy. I
don't know why. I just want a winning
damage control done.
No, maybe.
That's where I'm at. I just
want like I don't know. Like I want a winning Bayley back.
You want to hug her back.
It's not even a hugger. I mean, Maybe, I don't know.
That's the babyface. That's her babyface character.
It's true. It's true.
The hugger is dead.
No, I know it's dead.
Yeah, the hugger is dead. You never see
that.
that.
But even as a heel, she was still champ at one point. You know?
She was. Great.
I don't know why they you did it with everybody. You had Charlotte, Becky, Sasha is but she has gone down this totem pole, and I'm like, but Bayley's so good, and I don't know if it's because it's her character. Maybe they need to switch it up. Maybe she needs to just be super selfish and whatever. But I don't know. Maybe it is just the damage control that just needs to be blown up real quick.
Like I said, they don't even allude to Dakota Kai anymore. I mean, she's just
been popping out. She's been popping out.
She's coming out, but she can't do anything because she's still recovering from the ACL injury. So she can still walk on that stuff, but she can't do anything physical. So it's they don't even really allude to her anymore. So it's damage control just it needed to be broken up last week. We've been preaching for the downfall of damage control for 4 months now.
Even before she won the title.
Yeah, and we thought that's what they were coming to when EO won Money in the Bank, and they both were going to be in the match, and we thought that's what we were going towards. But they've kept them together, trying to make them just as strong as they were when they first came together, and it's just flatlined. Yeah. But when you look at this match, like Daniel said, Bianca really doesn't need the title. She did come back from her time off just recently. You really don't need to put the title back on her. So from that standpoint, I kind of agree with Daniel. So I'm going to go EO too.
Yeah,
we're all going to EO.
Yeah,
all right, Bianca, love you, but I got to go EO. She has to capitalize off on this reign. She pinned Charlotte. She's got to pin you. And then she's got to pin Asuka. She's got to be the continuation. She's got to reign supreme over that. She's got to hold it. She got to hold it. We're all going to EO Sky on that one. Let's get to our next match. Probably the most difficult match to judge. Seth Rollins. And we have talked about obviously the packages with Drew, basically signifying his story. Basically, we all know his story. He's lost. He won the title in the Thunderdome era, which everybody, no fans at WrestleMania against. Wasn't it the Big Show he beat?
No, it was Brock. Then he beat
Big Show. What is wrong with you?
Braun Strowman beat Big Show. Yeah.
You're talking about at that WrestleMania? No, At that WrestleMania, now he beat Brock, and then he faced Big Show right after, and then he beat Big Show. Yeah, and I know because they aired it on Monday Night Raw because they had taped it that night, and then they aired it on Raw as the main event. So
Drew versus Big Show.
Big Show, yeah.
I remember that.
I remember. He's told you. These were during the dark ages of no crowds and COVID.
Yeah.
So those are episodes of Raw that you don't want to remember because they were that hard to get.
Retribution days. Retribution.
Yeah, like I said in the chat, did that Drew promo package not scream out to you? Pay this man. When they told that whole story of what happened during the pandemic, how he was champion, how he won the title in front of virtually nobody, and how he was champion the entire time, holding down the company during the sad Thunderdome days. And now here we are again, him in another title match overseas. It's not in England, but it's in Saudi. It's overseas again. And I just think, as much as great of a champion as Seth has been, and with all the title defenses and the great program he just came out of with Nakamura, I just think we can't screw Drew any longer now.
I think
we have to pull the trigger with Drew McIntyre now.
I think we can.
We can't screw it. We can't screw with Drew anymore.
Yes, we can.
We can't screw with Drew.
Yes, we can, because him not for me, and this is probably the one time I'm actually, I do want Drew to win. I don't think this is his time though. I feel it's because it's not like Clash at the Castle. It's not like we're going back and he deserves it. Yeah, he deserves it, but I think him losing is just gonna be that last straw to finally get that heel turn.
Mm-hmm.
and then he'll end up challenging again, and I think then he'll win it. Maybe Survivor Series, but I don't think he's gonna win this one.
See, now that you mentioned that, Lewis, that's actually a very good point. Because right now he's kind of teetering between heel and babyface right now. Even though he's kind of
he's not full heel yet. He's like
right here on the heel side.
He's like,
and I think that loss is going to push him fully over, and then he's finally going to go back to being a psychopath.
Yeah.
You literally just changed my mind. See, that's the reason why you're the one with 42.
Thank you.
You just changed my. You just changed my.
See, Dan, come to the dark side.
No,
So
because that made sense
So
psychologically. It made sense.
So you guys are picking Seth.
Yes, I'm going Seth. I'm going Seth. Because that makes
Where
a lot of sense.
are you going, Dan?
Now, like,
give us your Drew explanation. If you're really going,
and then that loss is going to really make him.
Give us your.
Is there any way I can pick Drew McIntyre? Is there any way I can pick Drew McIntyre? And I'm going to go. Yes, I'm going Drew McIntyre.
Going Drew.
All right. Is your logic that Judgment Day helps him win?
No, because that wouldn't make any sense. Because
clean? You
think he's winning clean? He's got to win clean.
He's not winning clean.
He's got to win clean.
He's not winning clean. If he's turning heel,
because
he's
now,
not winning clean.
Because now that I'm thinking of it, Damian Preist said that he wouldn't go after. He said he wouldn't go after Seth as long as Seth is the champion, right? He said that to Finn.
He said he wouldn't? I thought he said he would.
I think he said as long as he's not in the title pick, as long as Finn is not in the title picture in that match going after him, he's not gonna cash in during that situation.
On Finn.
This is when Finn's in the match. This is a whole different situation. I don't think it makes sense for the Judgment Day to help Drew win when Damian Priest is the Money in the Bank holder. So that's why I'm like, I think that this is going to be something where Drew proves to himself on his own that he did it and has that moment. Because I don't see, and another thing too, I don't see any other titles outside the U.S. title potentially changing hands. So I'm looking at these other matches. I'm like, they need something else to happen. Seth, and again, I'm just going through that. Seth can't keep winning like this. I just don't see it against a guy that's fresh, hungry, as diddly as Drew McIntyre is, and Seth is going to beat him. I just don't see it.
But I mean, the whole thing what they were saying was that Drew wanted Seth at 100%, though.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, he's at 100%.
Well, I know. So, but this is my thing. It's like
he can't.
For me, it's the whole heel turn, and him winning clean is screaming too babyface for me. After everything that they've put in with the vignettes and everything, and Drew's not doing the right thing, and Drew's not doing this, Drew's not saving people. You're telling me all that was just to have him babyface again?
I can see them bullshitting it. I can see them bullshitting.
No, that's a waste. That's a waste.
I can see them doing that. It's just like it tells the story of how conflicting things were with the
this man needs to get mad, and I think we all know it's been a slow burn, but he needs to get mad. He's gonna lose. He's gonna flip his shit. Probably beat the hell out of Seth.
He gotta win.
And
he gotta win. He can't. He gotta win, man.
And if anything, you know what could happen? Damian could come out again. Because Drew's already screwed him with a cash-in once. Yeah, remember he had Dom come in.
Yeah.
And he threw the briefcase away.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would be the same situation. He's like, "No, you're not fucking taking the title off him. I'm going to be the one taking it off him."
I feel like that's more likely to happen after that, though.
No, I know, but I see that after him losing.
Nah, I can't. They can't have Drew keep losing. Because what's the payoff for Drew then?
Why would he want to win? Why would he want to win in Saudi Arabia though?
I don't know. It's international. They need something
No,
to
it's
happen.
not the same.
They need something to happen.
No, hey, look, if they were going by that logic, Drew would be champ
Yeah,
already.
he would have won the
He
Clash.
would have ended Roman's reign.
Easily,
If they were going by that logic, Drew would already be champ. So.
No,
it wasn't ready. It wasn't ready at that time.
Oh, shut the fuck up! He wasn't ready.
Roman Reigns.
There was no, even though we all, I think we all picked
Drew to win.
Did we all pick Drew to win? I don't even remember. See, now that we all have access to StreamYard, we can all go back and actually see who we picked for that match.
I don't think this was here. I don't think we were doing the podcast because I
Oh
don't.
yeah,
have
we
that.
were. Were we?
No, we weren't. Maybe in the chat. Maybe in the chats we talked about it. But yeah, we started this around the Rumble.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, we started around the Rumble. So Clash had happened
Because
before.
we started
that. So
right after.
we started right before the Rumble. Because we didn't make picks though.
Yeah, but Clash wasn't Clash in like November or something like that?
No, because I remember Clash was after SummerSlam. Was after SummerSlam.
So it was right after that. We might have said it in the chat, but on video, no, we didn't.
It was in the chat.
Oh, we might have said it in the chat.
I was for sure Drew was winning at Clash. I was like, Roman's gonna lose, blah blah blah, and then fucking Solo. I was like, oh.
I'm just saying. He's got to win, man. I can't. If he's gonna turn heel, he's gonna win the title, and I don't have a problem. He has to turn heel, man. He can turn heel.
Yes, he has to turn heel, but him winning is not gonna make him turn heel.
He could do some type of dirty tactic to win, cementing the heel turn.
It's I don't know.
He got to do so.
I feel like he'll get
Drew
another shot.
Drew.
I'm not saying I don't want Drew not to win. For me, it just I don't know.
To me, Seth Rollins can't keep the story that they've been telling. To me, it's just like he can't keep defying the odds like this. He can't. It's impossible.
But he has though, and they did it to Shinsuke, and.
If anything, Daniel, I think I would think that you would be more in favor of Seth retaining because of what he just went through with Shinsuke and how we created another monster heel in Shinsuke, and therefore
did we? Shinsuke is now fighting Akira Tozawa. Okay, like
he's gonna fight CM Punk,
but
right?
in the build of Shinsuke, but look how he's presented now. Now they're actually doing like backstage promos with him with the subtitles on the bottom, and actually giving him respectable promos, just the promos and the presentation of not the people, but the presentation.
He has to win. Like it's just a principle. I'm standing on principle. I know that's cost me in the past, but I'm going to stand on principle.
Yeah, you would think you would learn.
Exactly.
Your score would you would
cost you in the past. You're not learning from your mistakes.
Drew has to win. He has.
Yes, he does, but
he has to.
Saudi Arabia just not scream just Drew winning. Yes, it's a giant stadium. Yes, there's gonna be a shit ton of people. Yes, the crowd's gonna go crazy, but
or they could do a double turn at Survivor Series. They can have him turn heel like in Chicago, like Austin at WrestleMania 13. I guess.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm going Seth. For
entertainment purposes, I'm going Drew. He has to.
Why should this be the one time Dan's right?
He's got to win. It's enough. Enough is enough, man. Enough is enough.
I don't know. We don't know about them contracts, you know.
Oh, he's getting paid.
I'm talking about.
He better be.
No, because he's been extended from his injury, so he hasn't.
Yeah, I think it's after WrestleMania. WrestleMania. He's gonna get paid. He can't keep doing that.
No, he's gonna go back to TNA.
Impact. Oh yeah, it's TNA now.
It's TNA again.
Total nonstop.
Impact is done, and they're bringing back TNA.
Yeah,
oh man, Trinity's changing things down there.
Yeah, you saw that clip I sent you. You saw that clip I sent you and Brian.
Fighting Mickey James, right? Fighting Mickey James, man. But no, he's got. It's just a principle thing. He's got to win. He can't keep losing these matches, man. He can't.
But he has, and he will.
We're gonna go to our last match of the night.
Now this is the one. LA Knight.
We're going. I'm just gonna go off the red here. I'm going Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is gonna win. Roman Reigns is gonna retain. Roman Reigns is gonna carry the title into WrestleMania. LA Knight is just a road bump.
The man interrupted his God mode intro.
He's
Nobody
what WWE calls a roadblock. He's a roadblock for Roman Reigns to get WrestleMania.
How dare you call
I've been waiting
one of the worst pay-per-views ever.
I've been waiting all night to say this. LA Knight is only here because MJF exists. That is the only reason. I'm saying it right now.
You're saying it right now.
No,
I'm saying it right now. I'm saying it right now.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
The only reason why LA Knight exists is because that's their answer to MJF.
No, it is not.
Why LA Knight exists.
Are you serious right now?
They don't need an answer to MJF. They don't need an answer. They have Roman Reigns right now and Cody Rhodes.
That's cool.
They're not even thinking about no damn MJF. You talking about the MJF that's for the promotion that our third show just showed on a couple of weeks ago?
That's fine. I understand all that. That is the only reason why LA Knight is as hot as he is because he's WWE.
You're lying to yourself.
He's WWE's version of MJF. That is all this is.
Not at all.
A cocky guy that's great on the mic, talks a lot of shit, apparently has good matches. That is all this is. That is LA Knight is just MJF. I'm telling you, he's just MJF. He just hasn't turned heel yet. If LA Knight was a heel, he would just be MJF. That's all it is. That's all it is.
But there was a time period where LA Knight was a heel for that little bit
in NXT.
In NXT.
And was anybody making any MJF comparisons then?
No, but now that's the only reason why he's getting this position. It's the only reason why he's been in this position.
No,
you guys. He's been winning.
It's not. It's literally the people.
He's been winning senseless matches. The Battle Royal at SummerSlam. The Miz.
Why do you hate this man so much, Dan?
I don't hate him.
He just doesn't think that.
Brian, what does this sound like? Does this sound like some negativity? Does this sound like
this is him starting it this time.
I will say negativity. I will say negativity against LA Knight and not Cody Rhodes. They're two completely different stories. Two completely different pathways.
Stories are different.
So tell me this:
about the booking.
So, if for whatever reason they pull a big switcheroo and LA Knight wins, okay, will you accept that it's your negativity causing that win?
I will take all the blame. I will take all the blame if LA Knight wins.
Perfect.
I will take all the blame.
Perfect. Timestamp it right now.
Because
2 hours and 1 minute and 30 seconds.
There's no way Roman Reigns is losing to this hot shot. There's no reason. He hasn't done anything. He's
made friends with John Cena. He's made friends with John Cena.
Okay, so it's obvious that we're all picking Roman, but we do know that obviously Roman's not going to win this straight up. He can't win this straight up. We know we're gonna get Solo, you're gonna get Jimmy, you're gonna get Paul Heyman, all three of them getting involved.
Roman Reigns is pinning LA Knight clean.
No,
LA Knight's
he's not.
LA Knight is going to put on a valiant effort. He's going to put on a valiant effort and get pinned.
The only one who's going to help him win is Jimmy. Jimmy's going to be the only one to help him because Solo's going to get beat up by John Cena.
Jimmy's not going to help him because Jay is going to be there, and he's going to help him. He's going to help LA Knight even the odds, and then Roman Reigns is going to beat him 1, 2, 3. That's all that's going to happen. This guy, as I said, LA Knight is just a roadblock for Roman Reigns to continue his pathway to WrestleMania.
Dan, I don't appreciate all this negativity towards him. What has this man done to you? What has this man done to you? Because it's taken him less than 1 year to become super successful, unlike someone as great and young and the future as Austin Theory, who won the U.S. title and beat John Cena and did nothing.
Hey.
Zilch.
Hey. And after Roman Reigns puts LA Knight, and after Roman Reigns, as Roman Reigns puts LA Knight down at Crown Jewel, LA Knight goes back to the mid card.
No,
he gets at it.
No, he doesn't.
He gets at it. He has it. His progression, the progression in WWE.
You know who's winning the Rumble this year?
He's not winning the Rumble.
Nah.
He'll win Elimination Chamber. He'll win an Elimination Chamber.
That's fine too. Nah.
Lewis, because he's getting this title match now, that's not happening.
What?
LA Knight winning the Royal Rumble?
Why not? He's too hot.
No.
Yeah, he is too hot.
He can win the Elimination Chamber.
Yo, Lewis.
And win the title?
They alluded to it a couple
title?
weeks ago. The most epic face-off in SmackDown history with Cody and Roman, and they did it right. They had Roman's music in the background. They timed the camera shots between both of them like that.
Hey.
The match is coming.
Hey, listen, I said he could win the Rumble. I didn't say he was going to go after Roman.
It doesn't make any sense. He has to go after Roman.
No, he doesn't. That's not true. Hey, he goes after Raw, and then now Cody can go to SmackDown for whatever made up ass reason.
He can't get there.
Yes, he can. The man literally traded people. You tell me he can't trade himself?
So you're telling me that they have built LA Knight up for months for him to just be traded for Cody Rhodes?
I'm not saying. My thing is, there are no clear-cut rules on what like this whole trading thing. Why is Cody making trades? You're telling me this man can't just throw himself into SmackDown, or they can give the people
why is Cody making trades? Because he has experience as an EVP.
I'm sorry. Did they say that? Did they say that on TV? I didn't hear that.
They don't need to say it. It's one of those things where it's like you already know, so we don't have to repeat it.
It's a known.
It's a known written thing.
It's a known, Lewis.
It's a known thing. So you don't have to.
I didn't hear any WWE commentary say that.
But in general,
they don't have to.
I'm just saying. There's literally no logical sense why they can't come up with one random ass reason to put Cody on SmackDown, which is why I say he doesn't need the Rumble. The Rumble should be given as a surprise to someone else.
You're right.
Well,
you're right. Cody doesn't. You're right. Cody
talked about that.
You're right. Cody doesn't need the. You're right. Cody Rhodes doesn't need the Rumble. The Rumble needs Cody Rhodes.
No, it does not. No, it does
you know what? I'm actually glad that you guys are doing this right now because a couple of weeks went by where you guys were kind of seeing eye to eye on this. So now I'm glad that on episode 39 at the 2-hour mark that we're finally going back to how things work. So
we're back to our regular selves. We're back to our regular
because Dan triggered me because he wants to say LA Knight's a copy of MJF. You are sadly mistaken, sir.
I'm just saying he was.
No. So you're telling me everybody? So you're gonna say from now on that anybody who has charisma and shoots up is just a copy of MJF?
No. I'm saying he is.
Why?
That's okay. And that's
Why?
Okay. I'm just saying this.
But you can say that about anybody. You could say the Miz is another MJF.
No.
The way he talks.
MJF is an evolution from the Miz. That's what it is.
Brian, do you hear this? Anybody with character, charisma, and healer tendencies is just a copy.
He's an evolution from the Miz. He's an evolution from the Miz.
Out of here.
That's
a copy of
what
Bobby the Brain Heenan or something. Like, come on now.
He's an evolution. He's the evolution of all those. I mean, all those guys are evolutions of like Ric Flair.
Exactly. So you can't say that LA Knight is a mere copy of that's their answer to MJF.
Who else did they have?
There's no one else like that.
Exactly. So LA Knight.
No, you're telling me that if that was the case, they wouldn't be like, yo, they literally are making this man talk just like MJF to be popular. That's not the case.
I'm just talking about all the swagger, all the brash talk.
That's just charisma. And the thing is, they don't even have the same swagger.
They did.
No, exactly. Boom.
I'm just saying, if LA Knight was a heel, if LA Knight was a heel, it would fit. It would fit. But because
you're reaching now. You're reaching
because
now.
he's a baby face, it doesn't. You don't see it. I'm just saying.
And mind you, MJF started off as a pure heel. This man is literally coming in as a baby face and it's skyrocketed to the moon.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
Can I Google this? Hold on, let me see.
Daniel, you're funny.
I am going to say this. I know LA Knight is not winning at Saudi Arabia, but he's definitely not beating him clean, though.
Roman Reigns is going to beat him like Cesaro. He's going to beat him in the middle. He's going to beat him in the middle of the ring clean. And send LA Knight back on his way.
Nah, Jimmy's coming out and screwing.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad, but I'm just like Roman Reigns should be able to beat him. I'm just saying. He can't.
When was the last time Roman got a clean win?
He can't beat the NWO.
Okay, but when was the last time Roman got a clean win?
KO,
not Cody, not
Brock Lesnar.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. It was a no disqualification.
The ring on him.
It was a no disqualification match. Anything goes.
Again, it's one of those things where it's like, you know what we mean. We mean like straight up, because obviously we all know who was involved.
He dropped the ring on him. It's all right.
Oh my god!
Stuff over him.
He said he can't be the NWO. That's literally what he's been the last 3 years.
No, I was just watching wrestling. I was just watching wrestling bios.
What he's been doing.
I was just watching wrestling bios, and they had like the NW. He was talking about the NWO, and it's just like every match for like 6 years was like a no disqualification. It was at some type of run-in or something. I'm like, damn.
Literally, I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, from all the matches with Kevin Owens, they screwed him. Drew, Sammy,
Finn Balor,
Brock, Finn, everybody.
Drew, everybody. Literally everybody on the list.
Literally everybody. Especially, I swear, when I really wanted Kevin Owens to win that time, and they handcuffed him. I was like, no.
I wanted him to win so bad.
This man got hit by a golf cart. Still went.
I still can't believe he took the spot like that. He dived his body on the windshield. I'm like,
was that a Royal Rumble?
Yeah,
that was a Rumble. In the Thunderdome.
He's faced him like twice.
It was a Thunderdome, but that
was a Thunderdome Royal Rumble.
That match was still crazy though.
Oh man, nah, but yeah. We all know Roman Reigns is going to win. Continue his get through his roadblock of LA Knight and continue on to greatness. That's all it is.
Get through his roadblock of LA Knight, and then
I hope all this negativity.
January.
I hope all this negativity comes back and bites Daniel. And then I want to hear, oh look, it's the MJF who won NWO.
If he was a heel, you would see it. That's all. You're blinded right now. You're blinded by the shades. That's all it is. You're blinded by the shades.
No, you can't see your own reflection in them.
You're blinded by the shades. You're blinded by the shades.
You just heard that he's wearing Timbs, and
I'm like, how does he run in Timbs? How does he wrestle? Like, what is this? Like, what the fuck? Like,
hey, Crime Time did it.
Nah, that's wild. I don't know. Maybe they break them down, but nah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people do it, man.
Dude, even in Air Forces, I don't know how to be wrestling.
The Usos.
Yeah, bro.
The New Day, Kofi.
He be wearing Kobe's and like freaking Paul George's and shit. And it's like, how do you guys do that shit? Nah, but he be doing it. Shit, man. But our picks are in. We all let's go over that. Hold on, where is it?
Lock it in.
Lock it. We you guys. Well, Brian has Rey Mysterio over Logan Paul. Me and Lewis have Logan Paul. We all have Cody Rhodes over Damian Priest. We all have Rhea Ripley retaining her title in a Fatal 5-Way. You guys have John Cena over Solo. I have Solo. He's the street champ. I'm going to street champ. We all got Io Sky over Bianca Belair. You guys have Seth Rollins. I have Drew McIntyre, and we're all going Roman Reigns to continue his reign as the longest reigning champion in this modern day era. That's our picks. I will post those. We'll get this up as soon as possible. Of course, I don't think there's anything else. We got SmackDown coming up. Crown Jewel is this Saturday. Is Collision having any big time matches? Did they announce anything?
Not that I saw.
Not this week.
Like you said, they made their announcement on Dynamite, which was that pretty much that next year's All Out event pre-sale starts next month in December. I guess the goal with that is just to. I guess they're trying to surpass the number that they already got this past year. I think 81,000. So I think they're trying to like fill it out. I think they're going to. I don't know if the aesthetically that the stadium was set up initially for I know Wembley can hold 100,000. Mm-hmm. So I think now what they're going to do is they're actually going to try to shoot
to get for it. Put as many seats. You got to treat it like the old Fleet Center Garden. You got to squeeze all the seats.
But here's the thing, and you guys went to AEW, so you guys know how much were the tickets for those seats that you guys were sitting there? Because you guys were sitting pretty close during that.
78, something like that. 70.
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it was like $70 a piece.
Something like that, yeah.
So because they're a private company, so. You can only imagine that when those tickets go on sale, how that's going to be. Those weed seats being $10 or something.
WWE prices.
Those weed seats are like $200.
Good luck getting in, guys.
Yeah.
Good luck, UK. Good luck. But that will do it for this episode of Ring Takes. We have all our picks for Crown Jewel. Hopefully I gained some traction there on Lewis, and Brian gained some traction on Lewis. Hopefully Lewis is wrong.
People's champ. People's champ.
Let's just hope Daniel stays above 500, because if he's below 500,
I took some risks.
Yo, if you're below 500 by the time we come back next week, I'm going to be laughing my ass off.
Oh my god.
If I go under 500, I might not make any more picks. It's getting rough. I gotta take some risks to gain some traction here.
You've been taking too many risks.
Hey, it's gonna pay off. Drew McIntyre, that's gonna be.
We're coming up on 40 episodes. I don't know.
Drew McIntyre, that's the one that matters. That's the one. If I get that one, it's all worth it. It's all worth it. Drew. Drew.
You know what's gonna be hilarious? Watch Drew win, and then just like Damian cashes in on him.
I'm fine with that. Because if anything, that's gonna send him even more over the edge. That's gonna cause friction with Damian in the Judgment Day, most likely. Because now he's like, I don't need you guys. I didn't need you guys at Money in the Bank when I won it. I cashed it in and won it. I don't need you guys, but. We'll see how it goes, man. As always, thank you for joining me. We'll catch up next week. We're going to have the fallout from this. More AEW news, more SmackDown, Raw, NXT. We'll see what happens next week. But as always, thank you guys for joining me. I'm signing out. You guys have a good one.
1, 2, 3.